There we go. Hey everybody, hope you guys have all had a great weekend so far. Great few days of the new week, I should say. Oh, here's Loki. He's saying hello. I don't have any treats from over here right now, so he's just going to be pesky for a few seconds. Um, but a lot to talk about. Since last we talked, Bitcoin had a little bit of a breakout here. Some of the Nasdaq and SPY and Dow Jones, they've been going a little bit more sideways, but having some nice little upticks here. We're starting off a couple weeks of a lot of earnings going forward, so these next few weeks should be a little bit bumpy. However, as long as the earnings can at least be better than expected, at least, or not as bad as people fear, let's just call it like that, I think there's still an opportunity here for us to get Bitcoin back up to around the $18,000 level. We talked about this, I think, 2 weeks ago. As high as I can see Bitcoin going is anywhere between $18,000 to $18,500. Usually when I say something like that, Bitcoin goes up to something like a $19,000 or $19,500. But you guys know I usually scale out a little bit early. So let's talk about those very fast, and then we can kind of have an idea of where the rest of the market is, because I still think there's a few opportunities here for a few coins that might not have popped like some of the coins we've been watching over the past few days. Like we started it off with thinking Ethereum Classic and ADA. Those two definitely hit it off, but there might be some more coins off here, and we'll just do a quick skim to see if we can find anything here, okay? And hey, Ken, happy to see you back, guys. I did post a lot of videos over the past few days, so I'm not really sure if YouTube's actually going to notify people as much as it normally does that I'm live, so we'll have to see all that how that goes. But let me see. I'll go over here very fast. There we go. So here's Bitcoin's weekly chart. Basically, as far as the downside, everybody, we all know that Bitcoin could break down at any moment if we have a bad string of earnings. However, I'm basically just using this trend line right here as my ultimate support level. If Bitcoin were to break down below this, I would probably open up some shorts on some of the coins that really have popped off over the past 24 to 36 days, right? Now, we're currently heading for our first major level of resistance according to this chart, just using those basic support levels. And that's all the way back over here, back to where we were back in the June lows. That's around 17,622, but the FTX debacle ended up breaking us down, right? Now, for me personally, if you guys did buy anything in this zone while we were kind of testing out some of these supports and, you know, kind of just surviving the aftermath of the FTX debacle, I feel like a general scaling out zone for me personally is going to be between the 16,622 level and this 18,125 level over here. That's basically just the next low as we made this higher lows over here. Because again, even though I'm pessimistic about the year 2023, I didn't see this FTX thing coming down as far as being a huge fraud scam and stuff like that. I still believe, and there's no way to prove this, I guess, but I still believe if we did not have the FTX debacle, I still believe Bitcoin would actually be above 17,622 and would not have broken down so early. I think we were eventually going to get down this low, but I think we got down here too early because FTX really just freaked out the entire market. Now, the big thing that I'm personally looking at here, everybody, is just something very simple. Let's get rid of all the lines here. The 20-week moving average historically over this past bear market has just been an omen of doom for us. Broke it over here, broke down. Broke it over here, broke down. Broke it over here. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe this time, because there's no FTX happening, maybe we have an opportunity to get back up to 20,000, but that's only if we get paired up with good earnings, and those earnings are probably going to have to occur this month. So we have an opportunity for this month only, I believe, maybe it might extend to February, we'll see, where Bitcoin could actually get back up here to $20,000 or so, but I would be very hesitant about saying that. Right now, my price target is really about 18,000 to 18,500. Now, excuse me. Last thing before we go over some other things here, probably best to go over to the Coinbase charts. You guys can see that we have the 50-week moving average about to cross down below the 200 weekly as well. That's not supposed to happen until, let's call it somewhere around, end of the month, if not starting off at the beginning of February here. That's going to be a pretty bearish sign if you ask me, but I think it's going to be a bearish sign for what comes down later. I still think if earnings are decent or not as bad as expected for the end of January, Bitcoin could still have that big pump up here. That's a big if, but you never know how the market's going to work, especially because since everybody knows this is happening, you're seeing a whole bunch of companies mitigate this so they can adjust their guidance. And that's really what they're all trying to do right now. Amazon's going to lay off 18,000 people. Coinbase is going to lay off even more people. And you saw how Coinbase's stock jumped. There's fears that Bed Bath & Beyond is about to go bankrupt any day now. All types of chaos is ensuing here, but the labor market is still strong, and there's still a low number of unemployed people out there. So the Federal Reserve is still going to be, pedal to the metal to try to fight inflation, but the economy isn't showing the signs of a major recession just yet. Kind of like the bond market is totally, but we haven't seen those signs like, wow, it's actually started. Now we're going to start to see downgrades in asset prices. And when you see a bank downgrade Apple, downgrade Amazon, stuff like that, that's when you know shit's about to go down, so to speak, right? Now, a few other things here. Sorry, our phone's going off. Got a message. Let me just turn off that little signal thing. There we go. Possibly just go to over here, yeah. As far as the NASDAQ, we're about to face some weekly resistances, like the 20-week moving average, the 200-weekly moving average. Wasn't a pain really too much in the past that we bounced off the 20 before we bounced above the 200 before. That's not the really big issue here. I still think as time goes on, we're still going to have issues right here. I don't think we're going to get up to this resistance by the end of the month, unless we have some type of extraordinary pump, which could happen, but I'm never betting on a big pump like this, right? However, we are at the bottom level of this range, and usually we try to find a way back up a little bit. We could have a couple more days here popping up, and again, that could bring Bitcoin back up to that $18,000 level that we've been expecting. Now, same thing with the SPY over here. It could definitely pop up a little bit higher, although the SPY is definitely closer to that level of resistance right now. And you can see that next level of resistance for it right now is about $10 above where it is now, maybe about $9. If we go over here to the daily chart, you can see we kind of hesitated here for a couple days. Now we're finally broken out. Maybe, just maybe, we can try to pump back up here just to 396 to 399. I'd be okay with that as well. That giving Bitcoin another opportunity here. Just be careful, because when we have these big pops like this, after having a little bit of a drop, a lot of times we tend to come back down really fast. So go back over here again as well. We had a big pump, came back down. We tend to come down pretty fast. Still can tend to come back down pretty fast. So even with these few days of rest and relaxation as far as the charts are concerned, we tend to ultimately come back down fairly fast here. So I'm patiently waiting for it. I like how we're going more sideways now. I am a little concerned that if we do pop up too high, we're going to start to just crash back down. And while it won't be an end of the world disaster type stuff, if you're stuck in any swing trades, it could be a painful experience. So, just be careful with it. Excuse me. Now, one last thing here. We were talking about, I like to look for stuff that hasn't popped yet. If the markets decide to have maybe a couple more days of popping, and then maybe even going into the end of January when we have a whole bunch of earnings like Apple, stuff like that, larger market cap moves is basically what I'm saying here. If they have good earnings, you could actually see that a lot of these coins that haven't popped off yet, they could really finish off this nice little mini bull run that we've seen with the different assets over here. Or short squeezes, bear market bounces, whatever you guys want to call them. So I'm just going to swing this over here very fast and just go over to the last 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, etc. So in the last week, Bitcoin's up 4%, Ethereum is up 9%. Go down here a little bit. XRP is only up 1%. XRP has really not had the big boom that you would kind of want it to have. So maybe over the next few weeks, it may actually have that big move here. ADA is up 25%. We had talked about that being a potentially big mover because it has dropped down so much compared to a whole bunch of those other larger market cap coins out there. Dogecoin's up 10%. It's fine, not great, but it's fine. But you see in the last 90 days, Doge things that's actually up when everything else is down in the last 90 days. Matic is again one of those. Litecoin had a really big pump a few months ago, but so far this week it's up 5%. Solana, after all the bearishness around FTX, it's making a little bit of a comeback here. Year to date, up 62%. I own some. No, I don't own any. Solana. I own Litecoin. I may buy some in the future, but I kind of want to wait this bear market out. I'm still a little concerned about what happened with FTX, Solana, and that type of stuff. Now, as far as everything else, you see stuff like Polkadot up 6%. She had a little bit of a good day today. Tron up not really much in this entire scenario here. I'm looking for things that really haven't popped up too much. It could be this Leo right here. I'll put it on a watch list. Toncoin, I'll put it on a watch list here, but it looks like it popped up a lot over the last 90 days, so maybe not. OKB popped up a lot in the last 90 days. I'm trying to find stuff that's fallen down quite a bit that has an opportunity to pounce. And just for an example, we just looked at XRP. So let me go look at the XRP chart very fast. There we go. So everything else has been actually trying to break out above those 50-day moving averages. So if I go over to ADA, 50-day moving average pop, Solana 50-day moving average pop, Bitcoin Cash 50-day moving average pop, probably a pop. I don't really trade Bitcoin Cash though. Engine Coin possibly. ApeCoin 50-day moving average pop, but that was a traditional breakout right there. Sheeb 50-day moving average pop. Maybe XRP is just waiting for that big breakout here because relative to everything else, guys, XRP has not had that pop yet. And right now I put some longs out there just to see what may happen. But they're like 2% to 5x leverage plays here. They're not a lot. This is more of a gamble on my part because we really don't have a major breakout too much yet. What I basically traded was this. Okay, now hasn't broken out yet. I'm hoping it breaks out today. If we close down below the 20-day moving average here, I'm going to be out of this trade. But my stop loss is really actually just about 34 cents. So not really too far from where we are now. It's about less than a penny. I'm hoping I can do some good, but you can see on the 4-hour charts, we've been doing okay. We closed above it a few times. There's going to be a moment here where I think we have the opportunity to pop. So this is what I'm waiting for. I'm hoping for. On the other side of this, if you guys are looking for a breakdown opportunity, it's going to be right around there, okay? So there's also an opportunity there. It's not so much a YOLO, but I'm hoping it does some good stuff here. The reason it's more of a YOLO, so to speak, is because Bitcoin itself has already had its own run, and if Bitcoin's coming down, it's going to be hard for XRP to go up while Bitcoin's coming down right now, right? So basically what I'm looking at right now is today, as far as Bitcoin, we just had that breakout, right? We had that breakout a few days ago. Let me just draw that right here, right? Nice little breakout, pump, consolidation for a few days here, consolidation for a few hours here, broke out above it. Maybe we can get back up here to 17,712. If that happens, and I'd be very happy to see where XRP can go. Go look at the 4-hour chart. You can kind of see that resistance level a little bit better here. Stopped, came back down, stopped again, then was finally able to break out. Maybe we consolidate for a little bit more here, but I'm hoping that even if we do, it's not going to last too much longer, so it might take more than 24 hours here, so just be careful. A lot of times when we're looking at Bitcoin, these breakdowns here, you can see how, depending on how you want to draw these lines, I'm hopeful Bitcoin stays above this one, but I can totally understand if Bitcoin, for whatever reason, decides to break down here, consolidate, come back down to the low 17,000s, then try to make another move back up here. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully we can just keep on ripping, but you know the market doesn't always allow for such good times, especially in a bear market, right? Oh yeah, a couple other things here. Some of those smaller plays that we look at every now and again, like the UFO gamings, the coins that I kind of bought a while ago during these like lows over here. There are coins like the STMX where you buy them low, when they spike out of nowhere, you sell them. You don't necessarily keep the money, or you don't take the money and put it back into your bank account. You kind of just leave it in the portfolio. Then when the coin comes back down, you dollar cost average back into it. And so you're using that money to just buy more of the coin. So instead of starting off with a $500 investment, my UFO token investment right now is around like $1,500, $1,600. Same with the STMXs. These also have an opportunity to pop, and that's primarily because these coins have such low market caps, okay? So I'm looking at primarily for more high-risk plays where you're not trading with leverage, but you're just trading with actual just, tether, or just, spot trading, if you will. If I can type in UFO, the market cap here is 35 million. Very, very small market cap. It does not take a lot to get this thing moving. But I'm hoping that maybe we can have a contact with the 20-week moving average here, which would bring us back up here to about a profit of 21%. I'd be mostly happy with that. We just broke out above the 50-day moving average here. I'm hoping we can go up a little bit higher, but I am aware that we are testing out that zone of resistance right now. So in order for a lot of these low market cap coins to have these really big boosts, which we've already had a decent boost right here. This is decent if you bought at these lows over here, currently up like 21%. If you want those really big boosts where we start coming back up here to these lows we experienced back in October, I think Bitcoin's going to have to go up at least to $18,000 here. And the other one we just talked about here, I mean, we could always go to Spell Token as well here, guys. Something similar, getting to those levels of resistance here if you want to take those spot trades. But primarily for me, you guys know I like to trade STMX the most just because it's not even trading at this point. It just has these random spikes, and I'm hoping for that. But it hasn't come to that 50-day moving average yet, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for. But you can see it's been coming down quite a bit. And in this time period, I know it doesn't look like much. From this, where the day started here into where the spike happened, that was a move of 30%. This day, the move over here from day to day was like 24%. So I'm hoping for big moves like that because they're kind of crazy when they happen like this. But when it does happen, I'm usually there to sell and make some money off of it, especially off of Binance, because this is a Binance chart. You could buy this on BitGet and BingX and other exchanges out there, but if you want these spikes, primarily they're only going to be on the Binance chart, at least from what I have seen, okay? Or the Binance exchange, I should say, like that. So patiently waiting to see what may happen here, but again, it may definitely have a pullback here since Bitcoin had a pretty decent day today, and the stock market is going to be facing those levels of resistance for the next couple days. We're just hoping that earnings can really carry us through here, I guess, especially because I don't think we have too much economic data coming out until next week, I believe, but I may be wrong about that. I haven't actually checked much about it. My sister's car has been having problems, so I've been doing a whole bunch of fixing of her car, but it's all fixed now, so I should be good to go to get back on the bandwagon here as far as what's going on in the market, or get on the wagon for what's going on in the market. Okay, but if you guys have any questions, let me know. As far as the news out today, Wells Fargo's hopping out of the mortgage markets. I put out a video today talking about how Blackstone's limiting withdrawals. We had already kind of knew about that, but I think something that you guys would just like to see, because I'm going to start a new short series here just for fun. Let me see if I can bring this over here. I've been looking at houses around me and in the Seattle area. This is primarily a Seattle house. I know it's not going to look crazy, the fit right on your screen, but you know, when I have family members that say buying houses isn't too bad compared to when we were kids, I always try to remind them of this. In 1995, you could have bought this house for $89,000, and in 1996 they sold it 1 year later they sold it for $151,000, probably a flip or something. And what is that? In 2001, it was sold for $255,000. Then this house went to $324,000. $400,000, $925,000 listed for sale. It was pending a sale, but they ended up not buying it. Now it's down for $925,000. So within like 20 years, this house went from like $90,000 to at one point it was over $1 million valuation, like 1.1 million. So I'm gonna do a little shorts or TikTok not tutorial, but little series here, just talking about how the value of houses has gone up like so much over the past few years, and how they're just starting to crash now. And they're only crashing because the houses on the market are starting to get cut. But if I even go over to a house like maybe, I don't know what another house is. What's this house? $775,000. You know, what was this at the height, it was worth $867,000. It sold in 2010 for $265,000. So within 12 years, $265,000 to $775,000. And, and it's above the estimate for the house right now. So, and probably this might even be undervalued. I don't know how Zillow values the houses, but you can tell things are going to get a lot crazier as the housing market really slows down here. I'll be interested to see how all that turns around. Okay, buddy, let me know if you guys have any questions. And hey, Bideford, happy to see you back as well. Happy to see everybody. Hey, Cape Cod, Larry, Hut Mining got 50% from Friday. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a good little day trade right there. And hey, Chihuahua Verde, any future bit farms and hives? Any future? I mean, there could be, but they're going to need some type of funding, I think, because all of these companies were set up for a bull market that would never end. There's even a few influencers out there. I forgot the guy's name. There's an influencer out there who works at like a gas station or something, and he saved up a bunch of money to start his own mining facility, right? And he had no idea what he was doing, and he eventually lost the business because he just can't keep up with the finances, right? Now, bit farms and stuff like that, they are a little bit more professional than just some guy that, was working at a gas station, was able to save up enough money just to lose it in an investment. But at the same time, they weren't thinking that the recession was going to come. Nobody thought that this bubble was going to burst. And I know it's kind of weird to say that now because everybody, bubbles always burst. But they're going to have to find a way for more funding. If I was to guess, I would probably say the way they would have to do that is sell the majority of their crypto, not mine, and then just keep paying for the expenses. Lay off all non-essential personnel besides the people keeping the rigs up and running. And that's how they would try to survive. But it's going to be hard because nobody can really forecast how bad the economy is going to get, right? Nobody knows how bad things are going to get or exactly when. Now, Bitcoin, you guys, just so you guys know, you're seeing a little bit of a double top right here. Top, neckline. Hopefully that doesn't break here. But we may have a recession in the Q2, Q3, like I think we might have, Q2 sometime like there, maybe Q3, or it might even get pushed all the way back to Q4. We don't really know. All I have right now is my best guess based off of where the kind of the markets are heading and how the bond market looks. But, I could still be wrong. This is my first bear market. I've heard people say it might not happen until 2025, and the market just may be really sideways and down all of 2023. Now, I don't think it's going to be sideways in 2023 at all. Um, but you know, because there's so much uncertainty, we don't know how everything's going to work out, especially with the interest rates and stuff. I think we'll have more clarity, honestly, by February, because then we'll know if Jerome Powell is going to keep on raising interest rates. Because I think right now that it's priced in for 4.5 to 4.75 basis points. I think is the number where the market is kind of thinking about right now. But if it ends up going to 5, which I think it's going to go above 5 to 5.25, 5.5. Maybe even up to 6, but I think 5 to 5.25 is going to be fine enough for now. Maybe even 5.5. That's where the market goes like, oh, whoa, we didn't price this in. This is where we start to panic here. So, here, current funds rate. I didn't type that in properly. That's okay. Yeah, so the Federal Reserve raised the funds rate to 50 basis points by to 4.25 to 4.5 during its last monetary policy meeting of 2022, pushing borrowing costs to the highest level since 2007. If we do another 50 basis point rate hike this month, that brings us up to 5 to 5.25. Now they may do a 0.25 this month and 0.25 next month, but that's still going to be above that 4.75 rate that the market is pricing in. So let me just Google that. What funds rate is the market pricing in? I know what the rate is, but what are they pricing in? I can't go to Bloomberg because they don't say anything. Two Fed bosses says interest rates will go above 5%, but when and by how much remains a mystery. Raise prospect of 0.25, no. Daly sees Fed rates above 5%, but how far is unclear. It's always unclear afterwards. There's not much information about it. Let's go over here to Bloomberg very fast. It's around 5.5%. I guess is kind of where I'm more in line into. But nobody knows, man. Nobody knows. It's going to be hard for them to survive. It's just going to be very, very hard for them to survive. I am watching Miami Heat right now, TNT basketball game. They still have the logo, FTX logo on the basketball court. Oh, yeah. I mean, basketball games are played quite a bit, and it does take a little bit of effort to get all that stuff off there. It's meant to be played on top of, it's not an easy process to get all that logo stuff off of there. When they have a good amount of time, they'll take it off. But, I mean, it's just going to be a reminder for a while about the scam. I think they removed the signs outside, but that's the best they can do for now. It's, And we haven't really heard much more news about FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. We're going to learn more about that, I guess, over the next few weeks. But the hearing, the trial itself isn't going to really start until October. So all of October, you guys know what I'm talking about every day, all day, besides the normal market stuff. But yeah, it's a black eye on the stadium, that's for sure. Let's see. And hey, Puma, happy to see you back. Let's see. And thanks, Robert. I appreciate it. Hopefully work's not going too bad. It's right here. Housing is starting to do a bit off a pullback now. Still depends on the area. Bideford, I think that's exactly right. It all depends on the area. Because over here in Seattle, we had this really big ballooning with the market here. It was absolutely crazy. So if I just go for it to a random house out here, let me see if I can. Just something out here. Not even in the downtown area, just kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. Here's a house. 1.17 million, right? This is for a house with 2,000 square feet, 1.2 million, right? This is what the house is. This is the layout of it. Almost $2 million, right? Built in 1942. It's been remodeled. Looks absolutely stunning on the inside, right? Not the problem here. Just like you're still paying that much. At the height of the market, it was worth 1.2. They've dropped it down maybe $25,000. This house isn't getting sold. But you go back to they've actually just been renting this thing out for a while. Because back in 1998 is the last time it sold. It went from 229,000 again over the last 20 years or so to 1.175. It's absolutely crazy, but people were paying for it. Now, not this house specifically because it wasn't sold, but here's one a little bit further from Seattle. $2 million, built in 1962, 2,700 square feet. That's a really big house in Seattle. Really big house. Listed for sale last November for $2 million. It was sold. No, It doesn't say when it was sold actually. Oh, maybe. Oh, price change. Oh, they raised the price. Listing removed. I'm so confused. 2/1, 2022, 11. So they removed it, then raised it. So they must want to get out of this house, something like that. And again, oh, that doesn't go back. Oh, complete price history. 2018. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is 2018 though. But yeah, basically everything's getting up. Oh my God, $11,000 a year in property taxes. Holy moly. But yeah, it's all about where you live. Some places haven't even been hit by the real estate market, kind of having this bad time. I don't even know if you want to call it bad because I still hear tons of people buying houses. But definitely been interesting to watch. And hey, Crypto Yellow Vest, hope you're doing well, my man. I've been hearing news that France wants to raise the retirement age. I wonder what you think about that. I made a video about it a while ago, but I'm just curious because it always feels weird to have the country decide, hey, here's your retirement age. Like they should have a say in it. I feel like it's always a company thing, but maybe it's all about how you negotiate that stuff. But we don't have retirement ages here, and I don't think in America. I don't think so. Unless you have a pension plan, but I don't think many people have pensions anymore. It's too expensive for corporations. Are like, nah, we won't do that. I think my grandparents have pensions. Oh, it's right here. Non-farm employment on the 6th of January was the move parallel consolidation for more up. Still waiting for the dollar index to play the line, but mostly looks bearish. Yeah, as far as the dollar index is concerned, let me find it right here. So we're testing. We're testing this week. We're testing. We thought it might have some type of move like this if we have higher interest rates. We won't know about the interest rates, I don't think, for like a week or something like that. Next rate hike meeting. Oops, there you go. It's 2023. So this is the 31st. We won't know about this for a few weeks now. That'll be the move here. But again, do we really have a few weeks to watch this play out? Maybe we'll break down and head back down here to $101, and then maybe we'll have some type of move. But there's no for certainty that this is actually going to break back up here. This is all just like an idea of, hey, if we have a interest rate hike, we probably bounce back up and make some new level. I doubt we're going to go back up to. I doubt we're going to go back up to these highs over here, based on how the rest of the world's raising their interest rates now. But it's interesting to watch, especially if you guys, let me get rid of this stuff. It's interesting, especially look at the monthly chart. We're coming down very, very fast. But again, if you zoom out a little bit, we're kind of at a level of support now. Are we going to bounce or not? That's what this month is all about. That's what next month is all about. After that, we'll see. But, we had our golden crosses over here. We've had our weird little tipsy-turvy crosses as far as the monthly moving averages are concerned. But to me, it's not so much of this breakdown here. It's more of, do we hold the support kind of around $103, especially when you look at China reopening and oil going all over the place as well. If you go over here pretty quickly, you can go over here to U.S. oil. Oil's been coming down quite a bit too. Again, going back down to a support level here. That's what you want to see if you want cheaper gas. Very, very good sign here. We just have to see what happens as far as OPEC, what happens with Venezuelan oil possibly coming back onto the market here. All types of things are going to be influencing the market here. And remember, Saudi Arabia really just wants to keep oil around $80. So last week we were at $80 until we got some news about the economy and stuff like that. That caused it to come back down. Look at the daily charts, right? But $80 is their target, and that's pretty much what we've been around since that last meeting over here. A lot of moves. And you see that double top here, top, neckline. Both the neckline came back up, came back down. Now we're just kind of chilling out. But waiting for some type of breakout there, since we just had technically a breakout here, although I wouldn't say that breakout really amounted to anything, right? Bounce off support, going more sideways now. But oil should be interesting to watch. The same with the dollar. I think oil should go back down as the economy gets worse. It really just depends on how much supply is in the market, because if OPEC keeps on messing with the supply to keep prices high, well, then prices are just going to be high, and we're just going to have a bad economy anyway. But the good thing for us is when gas was this high, that added to inflation, made inflation a lot worse. Since gas is coming back down, that helps out inflation. But if gas stays stable around these levels, around $80 or so, $70, $80, then will that make inflation more sticky? Will that make services inflation more sticky? I think that's what Jerome Powell is really looking at right now. Not so much the inflation you're paying at the store so much right now, even though it's important to him, I think. how much is the mom and pop shop, that in the mom and pop coffee shop, the Chipotle down the street, how much are they paying for goods? Is it going up or is it going down? And I think that's what the Fed is really focusing on right now, because if they feel if they can get those types of prices down, then possibly they don't have to keep raising the prices on all of you guys. I just went to Taco Bell for the first time in like 5 months because I was extremely tired after picking up my sister from school last night, because again, her car broke down. So I've been doing a lot of driving over the past few days and doing a lot of stuff for her and my mom. And I went to get us 3 Taco Bell boxes, these box deals that I keep on hearing about on TV. And I was like, okay, well, 3 box deals. I think the last time I got a box from Taco Bell was $5 or something like that, right? Well, it turns out all the Taco Bell boxes, when I went there, were $10, $9.99 for a box. So, like if I go over here, Taco Bell box, right? Cravings box. Oh, I guess the website's like having some issues or something. It's just like loading. Well, here you go. My Cravings box, $5. Okay, Deluxe Cravings box, $7.99. Mexican pizza combo, whatever. I probably had something like a Deluxe Cravings box, I think. So you can imagine it goes from $8 to $10. It's like $2 more than whatever average they have here on Taco Bell, right? Maybe some places it's only $6.99. Who knows? My point being, everything's getting more expensive, and as they have to raise those prices, I therefore have less, $2 less to go spend on somewhere else, because Taco Bell has to pay more, so they're charging me more, yada yada yada, right? So somebody is not getting that money now, Whereas before, Taco Bell would be happy with that $7.99 amount. I could spend the rest at Target. Target would be happy with that amount. You get what I'm saying? There's less money to go around, which means some company is going to suffer in the long term. But as far as oil, keep track of it. We're going to have some fun here, especially as you guys look at different oil assets, which you guys know I'm a big fan of even now. You go over here to stuff like Chevron. You would think that with oil coming down as much as it has, Chevron would be in this huge hole. No. Now, there are companies like Zom, right, still doing fine. PXD coming down a little bit, so not as high as it was back over here in the summer. But still, you would think that there was something really just wrong with the oil price, or the prices of oil stocks. They're still doing fine. I'm still holding a lot. I have scaled out of my Zom, a lot of it, like back over here when it was reaching all-time highs. I was like, how can I not? Maybe I scaled out too early. That's something I do a lot, as you guys will know. But we talked about it possibly pumping up off of support right here, and look at it did. Now, it didn't go as high as I wanted to, but it still pumped. I'm happy with it. Here we have Conoco, just broke down here, going more sideways, still standing strong, especially over those support levels. So, there are tons of opportunities here. Look at that. OXY holding support, possibly looking to break back above that 20-week moving average. There's a lot of optimism in this market right now, especially around the energy sector. Still breaking down, but going sideways, not breaking down and falling off of a cliff. If we see that more with a lot of other traditional stocks out there, I'll be fine with it. I mean, even just go over here to MasterCard. MasterCard still found a way to break out in these market conditions. There's little gems. Team Visa still has opportunities here. Uh-oh, my Wi-Fi is saying it's not getting a good signal. Let me guys know if you guys can see me right or not. But yeah, there's tons of opportunities here. It depends on which sector you're looking at, I would say. Let's hope that Bitcoin doesn't have this double bottom here, or double top, excuse me. There we go. All right. The Feds are talking 50 basis points for next, which the market is expecting that too. I think the big question mark is what happens after that. February's rate hikes. Wait, let me go over here. So we don't really have one in February. The next one is March. So maybe February, if earnings are fine at the end of January, we might actually have a pretty timid February where the market gets a nice opportunity to breathe a little bit. Again, as long as earnings aren't falling off of a cliff. If we were to have a very bad end of the month because of earnings, like if I go over here to Finviz and I go to Squeeter and I go to market cap, let's just go to above 2 billion, and I just want to show country United States. Let's go over here, and I just want to show the price is above $10. I just want to, something with a good market cap here. There we go. Any sector I want to play right now? No, let's not worry about any of that type of stuff. I think it'll be fine. Or let's do mega. Let's just do mega market cap. It'll slim it down even more. you see a lot of these companies like Apple, ABV, Amazon, Avgo, right? Bank of America, Google 1, Google 2, basically, Home Depot, a lot of large market cap stocks. We go over here to basic. Earnings is February 2nd. Earnings here, ABV, it doesn't say what the next earning was. It says the last one was October. They have to update that. October, they're not going to have any. December 8th. January 13th is Bank of America coming up. That's a couple more days from now. Where is this? There should be more here. January 27th, October. They haven't. I guess they haven't updated them yet here. I could have swore they had them updated the last time we looked. That's why I'm saying this. January 24th for J&J. That's more of a vaccine play. They're about to start charging like $100 for a dose of vaccine. Nobody's going to pay for that. JP Morgan Chase is coming up in a few days as well. You're going to have a lot of big banks, but you can see that JP Morgan Chase is at a big level of resistance here. That'll be interesting. If we can survive some of those big market cap earnings plays, like Apple, Amazon, those should be enough to carry the entire market as far as the indexes are concerned. And if the NASDAQ is moving up, if the SPY is moving up, then Bitcoin should in theory be moving up at a good pace, And hey, like that's a ripoff. Yeah, those houses are pretty expensive in Seattle, but I mean, it's Seattle. It's just people pay for it because the market is there. Like if you go over here, you want to live downtown, $2 million is 3,300 square feet, right? That house right there, views of the water, absolutely stunning. I would love to live in this house, just wouldn't pay for it. But yeah, I mean, it's a very beautiful house. It's just $2 million. You know, some people don't want to pay for that, and I totally understand why. Imagine you move over here to Medina. This is where you get those really nice houses, where they're $10 million. Nice little waterfront view, get the mansion experience, nice little pool and everything. You know, just to go into this area, your license plate gets taken a picture of. But this is built, you know, 1998. You could buy this house for $6.7 million. Just in the last 2 years, it's gone from 6.7 million to 10 million, 10.5 million. Even the luxury real estate market's kind of popped off. It's insane, right? Connecticut houses are mansions at those prices. It all depends on where you're at, right? So you see that house right there, it's $2 million. But again, you know, if I pop out here a little bit more and I look for a house in Tacoma, I have a friend who lives over here. You know, you can see a $4 million house. I guess downtown is right there, but Tacoma's not massive, right? $4 million house. There's your little mansion. A lot of these houses were owned by very wealthy families back in the day, so they have all this kind of like nice stuff in there. But this is $4 million, and that's like 12,000 square feet. You can see no view of the water, decent neighborhood. Look at, you know, that's going to be expensive to repair. Get in there, beautiful house, massive. They got basements. Some of these houses even have ballrooms in the bottom basements of them. Absolute massive houses, really beautiful. You know, nice closets and everything, whatever. A lot of my friends' parents have houses like this because I went to private school on scholarship growing up. Built in 1913 though, right? You go back in time a little bit more, even looking at this house. 2014, this house was worth 1.2 million. Now all of a sudden, it's valued at 3 million, but the rate, it just bounced all of a sudden to where it listed for way up here. So I don't even know, like, what is this valued at? His estimate is 3.7. It's above estimate, right? I love the house, absolutely beautiful, but you know, it just depends on what you're looking for, I guess. You go over here to 4.8 million. What's this one? They're selling this house. Oh wow, this house was just bought. Like I swear, a few. Oh, wait, what? Maybe somebody. So this one's been going up as well. What is this? Oh, it doesn't even say the last time it was sold. Wow, you can see the school Jason Lee, 2 out of 10. That's why there's always only private schools around here. But you can see these nice houses. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Just look at all that room. I mean, absolutely. Like what? They got their own mini Oval Office in here. You know, it's absolutely stunning house. Would I be paying $5 million for it? No. But it's just in the cities, they all have these different styles. A lot of soccer players that play soccer in Seattle or something like that, they'll own houses down here because they're much cheaper and they just have to take a short drive up to Seattle to get to work, right? So this depends on if somebody can afford it, the price will be there for it. But if you go like even more down south, maybe to over here, maybe on the waterfront, you may see a little bit different price action. Let's see over here. Trying to just find an expensive house, price high to low. Okay, this is more, oh, we'll go over here, I guess, towards the mountains. So here's a $1.5 million house, only 227 square feet, but this one is on 20 acres. So you're trading the house for land, right? I would love to live with this house. Right, look at that. Middle of nowhere, don't really have to deal with people. Got that lot right there for you. Wait, that's a little too close for people. I don't like that. Yeah, that's way too close to people. I thought it was like a little bit further away. Maybe over here. 960,000. I don't think people would probably want to pay $1 million for that, but you're probably paying for the land, right? Decent house though. But I think you're paying for the land. What is it? 10 and a half, 11 acres, right? It already has a price cut as well. This one's 1.6 million. Sorry to get stuck on houses here. But, 1.6. And look at that. You have a neighbor way over there. Nice grass lot. And then, you probably own 20 acres, right? And $100 annual HOA fee. People will definitely pay for that type of stuff a lot. And hey, D's 2.0, happy to see you back, my man. The rent around here is ridiculous too. Oh, yes, it is. That's one of the reasons I moved out of Seattle and I moved to Tacoma. Then one of the reasons I moved out of Tacoma. Although Tacoma, it was more of a crime problem. Seattle was a crime problem mixed with just incredible, crazy, renters and stuff like that. The people that wanted to rent me places, it kept on I would live in a place, and then a new person would buy that place. Then they would try to raise rent all of a sudden. I'd be like, oh, I don't want to pay this much for this building. It's like, you guys haven't fixed any of the amenities for a while. The elevator's been broken for a good 4 months. Why would I pay more when you guys aren't actually keeping up the building? I don't play that game. So I moved to another place in Seattle. Then I moved to that place in downtown Tacoma, which is the place with the view of the water, which was only $1,500 a month. It was great. This one, I've showed you guys before. This is back when I first started my channel. I was living here. Because I had the waterfront view behind me when I was talking. It was great. Now I have the flat screen. Still good, but not as good as the waterfront view. So I could have a view of the water and everything. But this place got bought out by another corporation, the Targa Corporation. Targa. And then they rose the rent, tried to have me pay really crazy rates for utilities when I didn't even use many utilities. They tried to do it by square footage, not by the utilities you paid for or you used. And so I was like, okay, I'll just move. And I just moved back down here, no man's land, because again, all I need is a house. It's not like I need to, I wanted a dog too. That was also something. I wanted a dog. I was thinking about staying there because my friend was staying there. Right. Does somebody own? Oh, I guess one of these is actually a condo now. You can see the views of the water. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful place. I love it. I loved it a lot. But you can't just have a dog there. It's hard to forget a dog, a German Shepherd like Loki in any place these days. Mike Ziller is full of garbage as they inflate most homes, but if an area supports an even higher price, as buyers are desperate, the home has been totally rehabbed. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Especially because I've been looking at, as I've been looking for properties in Nicaragua and just kind of understanding the market, I've been kind of meeting some new people down there or just on Facebook and stuff and realtors. And this is, of course, the Nicaraguan housing market, but it's been interesting to see how different the postings are compared to what's on a Remax site. A Remax, I think this was called. Compared to if you just talk with the dealer who works with the house, hey, yeah, there's a people trying to sell the house. The one guy will get you this price, another person will get you this price, so to speak. Because I think in certain areas, people are just trying to get rid of their houses as fast as possible, so they have their own limit in their mind, off paper, so to speak. How far they're willing to let the house go for. And then you have other people who are like, hey, we can wait this market out if we have to because we want to sell it at this price because the investment is worth it, right? It is very interesting, though. And if you guys know, Bideford works in real estate, so she knows a lot of stuff about it. And hey, Alex D, good morning from Cyprus. Good morning, my man. Hope you're doing well. Thanks so many NFTs, this, that. Let's see. Thanks so many NFTs, this, that. Oh, you're talking about the video? Oh, yeah, I did a video earlier today because I think Penguin Z, or whatever his name was, hilarious guy. He talked about how there was a big NFT scam, I guess, on a big Twitch YouTuber site. Guys, I will probably sell an NFT down the road. I have NFTs I probably will sell, but my goal is to get them to unlock something and have some fun with it. I may have NFTs that I just may sell or try to give away, but understand that, in my opinion, the real value from NFTs comes in two ways. If you're buying one, you're probably betting that I'm going to become more popular in the future when the next bull market comes along, and then you see I have a Michael Whitman NFT. Somebody will probably want to buy that for you at a higher price than what you bought it now in a bear market, right? That's the first thing. Sure, you can do that if you want to. Now, where I think the value of NFTs come into play here is when you think about this. Let's say your favorite musician. Let's just call out one right now. He's a popular one. No, let's do a stand-up comedian. Let's say Dave Chappelle. I'm not good at musicians. Let's say Dave Chappelle sells an NFT. And that NFT, he says, if you buy this NFT, it will unlock first rights to buy tickets at any of my shows around the world, okay? Or this could even be the United States, okay? So you buy the NFT and you spend $500 on it. Now, because you spent $500 on the NFT, that NFT is now yours. Nobody can steal it. It's yours, and the blockchain says it's yours. Now, next time you want to buy tickets from him, he'll say, hey, everybody, for all my NFT users, you guys get first access, go for it. And then you use your NFT to unlock access to buy the first tickets for Dave Chappelle's show. Now, that could be, maybe 50 people have access to it, 100 people have access to it. So you might not be the very first person, but you can be one of the first ones. So you actually have good opportunity to buy whatever seats and, things you want. So that's where I see the value of an NFT coming into play. That's where I see it. For everybody else that is selling NFTs, just I don't exactly know why, just the Bored Apes and stuff like that. Unless they have a straight utility, I really don't see too much of the value there. Starbucks is going to be coming out with NFTs down the road. Starbucks is already making cuts as far as what your stars will give you as far as if you guys use the app. The stars are going to become worth less. But maybe if you guys get a Starbucks NFT, which I don't even think it's going to be blockchain related, just like they're going to call it an NFT. You guys use the NFT, you guys can get special rewards from Starbucks. That's where I see NFTs having a very bright future. But as far as vehicles of investment, I think it's much more difficult to get for that to kind of process in my head. Now, there are probably examples of where that could work out, especially with if they get famous artists making an NFT or they digitalize their own art, right? That could be absolutely amazing. So imagine some guy that you really respect, a really great artist, he comes out with a digital version of his painting. And so you own the only digital version of that painting and you want to support the artist. I would spend a few $100 to support the artist if I could, right? And then now I own that digital print, and maybe along with that, I have the rights to license it to make more pictures and sell them somewhere down the road. Like maybe person A makes a picture, he's an unknown artist or whatever, and he sells the rights to his digital art. He has the formal painting that he made, but I have the access to the digital art. So that means I could make some type of online calendar. I could use it for videos as far as a photography thing, whatever. And I couldn't be held liable if this guy wanted to come over and say, hey, I want rights to it. Or if somebody uses the rights without my permission, I can go after them and say, hey, I got it on the blockchain. This is my photo. I own rights to everything digitally. Get that taken down, or I need a portion of the money you made off of using my stuff. That's the type of stuff that I really think NFTs are going to be fantastic for. But for now, you got to be very careful if you hop into that game. You got to be very, very careful, because I think everything. I when I go on Ocean, whatever it's called, I can't even do the name. OpenSea NFT. OpenSea, right? So if I go over to OpenSea, and I go through this stuff, and I go to collection based heads, and I go over here, and I see they've traded a lot of Ethereum, $2,100 worth of Ethereum over here, or 21 Ethereum over here, 2,100 Ethereum, over here. And I say, this thing right here, let me go over here. What does it get me? This will be affiliated with Instant Foods. Instant Foods is famous for its legendary cup and noodle products, all exclusive to Trashland, not least because of the lack of regulatory body or food safety laws. Nobody knows what these little packs of dry noodles are made of, nor what the dehydration green or red bits are. The secret recipe has been successfully guarded since its inception, but goddamn if they aren't insanely Moorish. To be enjoyed both as meals with boiled liquid added, or as handy crunchy snacks sprinkled with unlikely sounding flavors. instant foods has become the staple diet of trashland inhabitants. Right? Now, I don't know what the heck that meant. But details doesn't seem like it actually gets you anything, honestly. This person's just trying to flip it. See, they bought it. This person bought it right here, sold it a few days, or transferred it. Now they're trying to sell it for just a little bit more Ethereum. You know, I don't really know why would I buy this? I just don't know. Now, there may be somebody that's way more knowledgeable about this that understands, but for me, no. I mean, heck, guys, did you guys know that WWE already has NFTs? Did you guys know that Masked Singer has NFTs? Did you guys know those things? I did, but I mean, I don't talk about them because I just don't care. Makes a big difference out there when you see all the crazy NFTs. Oh, what was it? How did I find it last time? Fox News jobs. I was looking to see if these Fox, CNBC. Oh, we were talking about how CNN was losing a whole bunch of jobs. They were cutting people off, or what do you call it? And we're looking to see if Fox was doing the same thing. But you see, Blockchain Creative Labs, Fox News is just getting ahead of it all, which is crazy. Who runs it? Murdoch or something like that? This guy knows what he's doing, or he has people in his ear that are telling him to do the right stuff. They're taking the time to invest in this stuff. Now, are they doing a great job of NFTs? No. But they're getting started on it, right? So let me just go over here and let's just go to, all I care about is the name, because I forget the name quite a bit. Okay. So Blockchain Creative Labs, let's get out of Fox News. There we go. You can see I've been here before. See right here, this is a version of their NFT, Crapopolis. Animated series curated on the blockchain from Dan Harmon, co-creator of Rick and Morty. Fans can participate in the birth of the civilization by minting NFTs, which grant access to the token-gated content, merchandise, giveaways, and more. So this is something, again, you get an NFT and you get something out of it. You get access to something. That's what you want out of NFT. They understand that. And I think this is the way businesses are going to move in the future. But all the NFTs that people are buying these days, I don't think they're going to really be worth a lot here. USFL, I think they're going to try to do something again with this down the road. United States Football League, I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see. That's going to be a big investment right there. But Maskverse, whatever the Mask, whatever the show is called. I don't watch TV like that, but the Mask Singer, that's what it is. Get an NFT of this flamingo lady, right? So, right, there you go. Check out the Maskverse NFT marketplace. There you go. Get NFTs and all this type of stuff. I don't know how this works, honestly, because I know they have an actual store for it, but I think it's actually on OpenSea as well. But basically, those types of companies are going to be the things that I'm looking forward to over the next few years. It's not really going to be the normal NFTs that you guys see by everybody on Twitter saying, "Oh, buy my NFT. Oh, buy my NFT. Oh, buy my NFT." No, not like that. The only NFT artist that I've actually known personally is Patrick Amadon. He's a really nice guy. He bought me dinner back when I was at the NFT conference. And he's just an artist who people like buying his art because he's an artist and they just like owning it. That is totally fine. He says it doesn't come with anything, or maybe sometimes they do, but that's fine too. If you guys can become an artist and sell your stuff, by all means go for it. But be realistic about what you're expecting unless you're a very good artist or you can build yourself into a niche. Let me go to Twitter very fast. I can probably find his handle. Patrick, because I don't know how to find it from his name. Oh, I didn't spell Patrick right. Wait, here it is, people. I know that. There you go. Okay, so we talk every now and again. He follows me. I follow him. He has way more followers than I do, though. Way more. There we go. So he has way weird stuff, like I don't have anything like this. So, right, stuff like this. Stroll, different types of concept art, totally different than what I would ever look at. Way too weird for me. But I don't know. Last sale price, this one sold for $21,000. This one sold for $26,000. This one sold for $20,000. 24, $25,000, $14,000, $20,000, 7.7, $10,000, $20,000. I mean, absolutely insane. Now I know how he could buy me all my free meal. And trust me, guys, my meal was not cheap. I was having a lobster sushi, or sushi cooked in lobster tail. It was good. But he was a very, very nice guy. It was funny because all of us tried to offer to buy the other person the meal, but he just he threw his card and forced the guy to take it. Really nice guy. But he lives down in LA, so I don't really see him too much unless he comes up here for a specific type of conference. But you guys get what I'm saying. It's just a whole different universe as far as NFTs are concerned. Because most of you guys probably saw this and was like, I would never pay $7,000 for this. I would never pay $23,000 for this. And that's totally fine. But somebody was. And so just over the last few months, he's been able to make quite a few bit of money just by selling his own art. It's an interesting concept. And hey, Kate Pod, how can an NFT not be blockchain related? I don't understand. Okay, so basically, you're right. NFTs are blockchain related, but Starbucks is going to use the buzzword of an NFT to make you think it's related to the blockchain when it's not. Okay, so they're going to try to build off of the hype around NFTs. So technically, what Starbucks is doing is it's not an NFT. It's not. It uses a lot of the same concept as far as a picture that will unlock something for you, but it's not related to the blockchain. So it's not technically an NFT, but they're calling it an NFT. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, it's a trick they're doing as far as marketing is concerned. See, and hey, crypto, great stuff, effing expensive, very, very expensive, and I totally understand it. And yeah, a lot of people like that type of stuff, and they will definitely spend as much money. But you see how he's not putting out an NFT like every freaking day. He puts it out once it's done. It probably takes a lot of time for him to do that. But yeah, and no worries, Cape Cod. It's a different type of concept. Modern marketing is just going to be a little bit. They lie, right? They lie at Starbucks. Excuse me. Are those Trump NFTs jumping? I haven't actually checked out much about the Trump NFTs. Sales of Trump NFTs down 99% since mid-December debut, generated 4.5 million. Well, Trump still made that money, so he is not really worried about it. But I think the thing about the Trump NFTs is they're not meant to be traded like trading cards. To my knowledge, people just wanted to buy them that really supported Trump. And again, they gave you perks. I think some people got private phone calls with Donald Trump. One person got a golfing trip with Donald Trump. You get something out of it. But let me see. Where is the... I want to see if I can find the actual collection here. Fine, take my cookies. There we go, data from OpenSea. Trump digital trading cards by Trump deployer, okay? So they made even more. So, see right here. I don't, price high to low or most rare. Oh, this is number one, okay. So Trump digital trading card number 1518. I guess I don't know how they decide what's rare, what's not. So best offer 22.5 Ethereum, basically a little bit above that, obviously. It's Trump with laser in front of Trump Tower, right? The first digital, yeah. Ready to make history for the first time ever. Collect your own official Donald Trump, yeah. So the collection features unique Trump trading cards, limited ones, gold and silver autograph cards, so autograph stuff. You get Cowboy Trump, Astronaut Trump, Business Trump, Which Trump are you? Learn more about collecttrumpcards.com. There you go. Okay. All right, so let's go over here. So you gotta go down this list here. Oh, you can play? Oh, I don't know what that. Only $99 each. Ah, here we go. See? Win Miami dinner with Donald Trump, Mar-a-Lago group cocktail hour, one-on-one meeting with 45. Play golf with Trump and your friends. Golden edition signed e-trading cards. Hand-signed memorabilia. Group Zoom session with 45. Individual Zoom call with Donald. You know, they're all sold out. Everything's sold out. But you got to store your Trump cards, so you need an email address. Okay. Purchase Trump cards, receive your cards and sweepstake codes, and then you get an opportunity, I guess. So once you successfully checked out, your Trump digital cards will be minted and delivered to your digital wallet. Log into your wallet simply with your email address to see which cards you've received, and then don't forget to check your email to participate in the sweepstakes, right? And then you can see some of the cards right here. This is your first and only chance to acquire this exclusive limited edition for only $99. So I think you get like maybe a base set of cards, and then a few of the cards, maybe like Pokemon cards, if you will, where some of the cards are really, really special cards. Where if you get this card, Miami dinner with Trump, so maybe only one card out of like the hundreds or the thousands that got sold, only one has this. Only one has this one. So you have an opportunity to get that card and win some money there. I don't know who won this, but they're probably doing something really fun with Trump probably. I know a lot of people that just like to golf, and they're like, oh, I'll golf with Trump. That'd be a good picture, right? But yeah, stuff like that. But this is an NFT. What Starbucks is doing is they're just going to have it go through the app. Oh, there's the double top kind of forming right here, unfortunately. Maybe we'll have a little bit more of a pump up back up here to that level of resistance, but it looks like we did just hit that breakdown spot. So right there. A little bit of a double top. We'll see how bad things get. 5. Little breakdowns there. We have rising wedge. A little bit of a rising wedge there. Falling wedge. Yeah. That one broke down, although. So, oh, geez. Yeah, we're getting slammed right now. New day. Here's the daily chart. Testing it out. Seeing if we can hold some support levels here. All right, back to the 15 here. You guys can see that perfectly fine. Good. All right. Who buy this stuff? Sorry, it's a big price. People that can afford it. Some people just like to acquire certain things of art. Some people are investing in him for the future. You never know. The guy has a really big following. Patrick. And, you know, Origin Sphere 2022. You know, big people with big following. If you have a big following, people will like to buy your products. You know, if Taylor Swift was selling an NFT for $1 million, somebody would pay for it. Somebody would, right? He doesn't sell anything for close to $1 million, but you know. Why would anyone throw their money away on this? They believe it'll make them more money down the road here. That's what usually is going on here. I hesitated, bought Solana and NFT cards 2 weeks ago for the moment Solana bounces. Solana was a good deal for famous card in the past. Yeah, I mean, there's usually some good opportunities if you guys like to trade NFTs, and it's more of like a long-term thing. Like, hey, I'll buy this NFT because I think down the road the NFT will be worth more. You can think about it like that. And I know a lot of people do. It's just that you have to find a project that you think is going to survive all that turbulence. And, you know, buying a project for 1 Ethereum now and selling it for 1 Ethereum in a couple of years, you're going to make a lot of money off the difference of just saying, hey, I'll sell it for 1 Ethereum, right? So that's always something people think about there as well. Oh, Lord, exactly, yeah. And hey, Jonathan, hey, Michael, was watching Son-in-Law on YouTube for free. What did I miss? Not much right now. Bitcoin's just doing a little bit of a double top here, just breaking down a little bit, trying to have a bouncing effect now on the 15-minute chart. But what you're basically seeing right now is we did break out a few days ago, and that breakout's led to a nice little move. We have some economic data coming out over the next few weeks. Primarily, I would say the last week of January. But for now, Bitcoin has an opportunity to get back up towards $18,000 by Sunday. I'll be excited to see what happens, but just be aware that we are looking eventually at a short-term breakdown here. You know, over the next 48 hours or so, I'm probably going to come back down a little bit here. But I'm fine with Bitcoin, and I'm happy with Bitcoin until we break down below that general trend line right there. Nice casual one, nothing too crazy about it. That's what I'm kind of watching for. But right now, we're just seeing a little bit of a pullback after a really nice day that we had yesterday off of the market. I think people are just a little bit worried because possibly tomorrow the SPY and the NASDAQ are going to be hitting some moving average resistance. And traditionally, we don't do too well around those, especially once we're coming back down after getting rejected. I still think there's an opportunity, though, for the market to go a little bit higher. If you go over here and just look at the general indexes, scroll up, FinViz, you'll see that the Dow went up a little bit more today, the NASDAQ went up a little bit more today, and the SPY went up a little bit more today, especially after that really nasty day we had yesterday where the whole market just went up and came crashing down towards the end of the day. This was a good way to go. And, you know, the market was fairly okay. I mean, not terrible, okay. You go over here to Amazon. Amazon was up almost 3% today after the lows. We saw over $82. My long that I bought way over here around $95, it might actually become profitable again, right? But I've already started dollar cost averaging in here, and I bought a little bit over here. I bought some over here. I bought some over here. But you know, you're starting to see a little bit of a turnaround here. Even stuff like Nvidia, you know, which kind of had those October lows, bounce back up, came crashing back down like we thought it might after that breakdown right there. Beautiful breakdown. Even though it was actually not a beautiful because it was a trap right there. But you're seeing a lot of these assets start to pump back up here. And again, in my opinion, be not inauthentic, but the stock market's being irrational again. Excuse me, irrational. And when I see irrationality, I'm gonna hop on board and play those on tons of day trading opportunities, just so you can see right here while Bitcoin's still going through its progressions. Breakouts. I haven't traded in the last couple of days because of all this nonsense with my sister's car, which is fine. It's, family first. But, those simple breakouts like that, you see almost had a head and shoulder play working out here. But from today, you just had a simple breakout right there. So tomorrow, I might even see a breakout glided, so that wasn't even a good day trade there, honestly. But if you're going to hold this for a few days, you have a breakout, you might even see the market open up probably around 132, or Apple get to 132 tomorrow. I would sell around there for a nice little, not a day trade, but like a 24-hour hold trade, if they will. Microsoft as well, gearing up for some type of breakout, I would just say. Oh, I don't even know. Maybe more of just an ascending triangle. Oh, let me get the magnet out of here. Yeah, right around there. And then you got something like that happening, right? Or maybe something like this happening. It really depends on how you want to see it. But you have an opportunity for even Microsoft to bounce back up to 231 tomorrow, especially if we have another good day. But then you have stuff like Tesla, which has just been, all over the place here because of this nasty drop we experienced. But again, we managed to hold last week. We barely managed to hold it. Now we're having a pitiful, but we're still having a bounce here. On the daily, though, much, much more choppy. On the 15, not nearly as pretty, which is why I don't really trade Tesla as much as I want to, or I used to. But there might be an opportunity for Tesla to break out tomorrow, or at least get rejected and you guys buy some puts on it, right? But Tesla's not a really good example. Maybe Amazon. Now Amazon already had that breakout above here, tapped out, bounced back up to it. Yeah, so there's some opportunities here, but it's mostly like what you see, what looks good. And I haven't looked at this stuff in the last couple of days. Nvidia, kind of, not really what I want to see. AMD, not really what I want to see. Facebook, it's a nice trajectory, but not what I want to see. Avgo, no. Home Depot. Oh, what is this? Home Depot. Home Depot's in a range. 4 hours. What's causing this? Yeah, if it breaks above this range, Home Depot would be a nice little buy here. Right around there. What's the daily look though? So daily is having some issues, it looks like, but this trading range is pretty simple. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. I guess maybe buy the 50-day moving average, of course, sell up here. But that's all happening within 1 day. Wow. Yeah, that is interesting right there, huh? I'm kind of mad I missed that one. Lowe's doing something similar here. Intel just breaking out on the 4. I think we talked about this in the member stream a while ago on Sunday. But if you guys wanted to play this breakout, and it looks like it did have a nice little breakout there. You would have probably bought it here or here yesterday, and so far you're just waiting for that big move up here. So you probably wouldn't even be profiting there yet, unless you were doing a day trade exactly at the breakout, which would be kind of hard, especially as catching the market move in the morning. All right. There we go. And we're trying to test it out again during the normal double top stuff. We have 7 minutes left. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll find a way back up here. Let me turn on that little scanner that I got for you guys right here. We got a bearish divergence here and a bullish divergence here. Maybe that'll end up being something nice for us. But if you guys watch the new 24-hour stream I put up, I took down the algorithm thing because it really wasn't helping too much out on the 15-minute charts or even on the long charts. The algorithm is, algorithms can be kind of finicky sometimes. So what I decided to do is just get this one up here, and this basically just tells you about divergences. So this tells you if there's a bearish divergence, a hidden divergence, stuff like that. And so you guys can use this on the 24 on the Bitcoin stream. And I found it to be a little bit more accurate here, as far as we have a MACD and OBV hidden divergence here, but that hidden divergence alert kind of made some money there, right? You have your first one over here with the RSI, CCI, MOM, and MFI. Bearish divergence here kicking everything off. Hopefully that doesn't last, because otherwise this is going to be our last good day, and we'll be coming down a little bit more, right? I think the day was actually set up to here, so maybe it's just moving along because the divergence is still bearish, if that makes sense. MACD here, this one did not really do much for us, right? So it's not 100% accurate. This one did something for us. This one did something for us 1 day after that big pop. 1 day over here, it did come down a little bit, but I wouldn't say it worked out beautifully. This one worked beautifully. This one worked beautifully. This one did not work beautifully right here. Okay. Usually after big moves, though, I don't think it really is that the most trustworthy source. Like go back over here to this big move, right? Yeah, it came down even more before eventually popping up. I think it always gets messed up just a teeny bit when we have those really, really big moves. But OBV here, fine, it's pretty accurate compared to a lot of other stuff out there. But it's a nice little tool that I've been using just to make it easier instead of having like the MACD open, the HIST, the MOM, the V, volume weighted MACDs, RSIs, and stuff like that. Makes life a lot easier, and I can always turn all this stuff off and on if I want to. Like, maybe I don't want to see the OBV. Maybe I don't trust the CCI, which I do trust the CCI. Maybe I don't trust the MACD histogram. Sometimes I don't trust that. I can always turn it off, and I can do a whole bunch of fun stuff with it, change the colors up, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, it's been a cool tool. So use it if you guys want to. Over the last few minutes on this one, I don't know, 5 hit here at the 5 hit there, and you saw we came back down. We have 3 open here. Let's see what happens. A bunch hit here, and you saw the big move. You can see the difference between like 1 here, 5 here. Didn't really do too much. It kind of depends, guys. It really depends. I'd pair this with technical analysis, like patterns and stuff like that. I wouldn't just hop on board and try to, do all that type of stuff. But for now, what I'll do is I'll probably just see. Can I do a certain amount here? This line. Probably show only last divergence. Yeah, there we go. The last 2 divergences. That makes my life a little bit easier. I don't want to see all that other crap all over the screen, the stuff that's not useful anymore. What's right here? Was watching Sun. Oh, there you go. I heard he's raising it up till June. Hope that's not true. I have no idea how far Jerome Powell wants to raise interest rates. I really hope he stops somewhere in March, April. If he goes into June, it's going to only be 25s at that point, like 0.25 basis points, or 25 basis points, excuse me. But if that happened, it would be then that would like at 100% chance of a recession if that occurs, because that means the pain would be just felt for so long. Let's hope it doesn't happen, but it's always a possibility here, especially if inflation gets too sticky. Loki says hello over here as he tries to jump off so he doesn't get seen on the camera. But yeah, there's always a possibility, Jonathan. And hey, Babyfish, CPI data comes out on Thursday. Oh, there's something for us right there. Thursday, so what's that? It's 12. Damn, yeah, missing a couple days is really messing me up as far as knowing when everything is happening. Well, I wonder if that means we might just dip into CPI numbers and bounce off of it. It's good because so far the last few CPI numbers, everybody, has been pretty decent. It hasn't been terrible CPI numbers that we went to. Now, the inflation level is unacceptably high. It's bad, but it's been less than expectations, and the market has been very happy about that. So I wonder if the market is just pricing in a better than expected CPI result right now, and then maybe we might come back down over the next few days. But I still think we have an opportunity to get a little bit higher. Or maybe the market is trying to position itself in a way that we're so close to those technical breakout points as far as the SPY and the NASDAQ that if we do have good CPI numbers, we manage to break out above those. But even with the good CPI numbers we've had over the past few months, we still haven't been able to break out, unfortunately. Only the Dow has. And the Dow is not anywhere near tech-related like the S&P, like Tesla and stuff like that, or the NASDAQ with Apple and stuff like that. And hey, Patrick, what are your projections on CPI numbers Thursday? What is your projected CPI reaction? I mean, I'd probably have to go with what's been going on over the past few months. And as far as like every CPI number has been fairly decent. I think what people kind of find a concern is not really so much with the core CPI number. It's to do with the CPI numbers that involve small businesses and corporations, like how much they're spending, how much money they're paying for. And that's not core CPI. That's the other CPI number that comes out. But I'd probably expect it to be another good one after a few months of having good numbers out there. Oil prices are somewhat more stagnant. They're still coming down a little bit more. Commodity prices have been coming down a little bit more as well. I don't think that any of this stuff happening with the blizzard over the last month or California being in a flood zone all of a sudden is going to have too much of an impact on anything. But I would expect it to be lower than expectations again after the last one, and the one before that were lower than expectations. And hey, Cape Cod, what is the name of it? Oh, V4. Oh, yeah. So if I put out a video on it if you want to see yesterday about divergences. it's more of a tutorial about divergences. But if you just want to, I'll put out another video for you guys as well. But if you guys want to add that indicator on here, it's called Divergence for Many Indicators version 4. So if you just type in divergence, you'll see it down here under community scripts. Divergence for Many Indicators version 4. There's a version 3 underneath it if you want that one, or version 2, or just a version 1, I guess, right here. But I like to go with for many indicators. Losum, this guy's done a pretty good job. If you want an explanation of how it works and everything like that, you could watch my video about how to change colors and some of the detailed stuff, like how do you like it, because the colors you first see are not the colors that I have on my charts. I like bearish alerts to be red, and I like bullish alerts to be green. My mind just likes it better. But you see over here how it works, indicators it uses, what it's, he explains what it is, negative divergences, positive divergences, yada, yada, yada. But it's a good tool if any of you guys want to use it. I put out a video yesterday if you want to learn more about it. It's videos. 10 divergences in one. Yeah, so yeah. Give it a shot. I put out a video about what divergences are and stuff like that in case you want to learn and understand how to, like, why you're using them to trade the way you are. But yeah, give it a look at, buddy. It's a great video if I do see so myself. A little bit dry, of course, because it's educational. But basically, you guys can see the open script if you want to. If you want to use this, you guys can adjust it if you wanted to adapt some of your trading techniques to the script. Although, it's up to you guys. Not everybody knows how to code. I am not a person that knows how to code. But if you do code, you can always improve upon it and make it your own custom one. All right, now we have this double top playing at everybody. Let's see if it's actually going to play out or if we have some type of reversal, especially because we do have a little bit of a level of support here. Just a small one, but we do have a level of support. NPA employment was the break on Friday. Yeah, I mean, guys, unemployment isn't terrible. It's not too bad right now. Let's see. The tinfoil hat moment of your thoughts on what's going on in Brazil. I'll talk about that in a second. And hey, ET, check out Party City. Give me the ticker for that. And if it doesn't show up here, Party City. Party City. Maybe it's just Party. No. Give me the ticker for Party City and I'll look it up for you. Let me take a sip of tea here, everybody. I made some really nice tea today because my throat's been hurting. It's black mango tea with Jamaica leaves in it. So let me take a sip. It's all like deep reds and stuff, although you guys probably can't see it. That's just refreshing and warm and just nutritious. I don't know if Jamaica is nutritious. But as far as what happened in Brazil, to me personally, I always get confused when people talk about riots versus insurrections. To me, again, you guys may hate me for this, whatever. I don't think the January 6th insurrection was an insurrection. I thought it was a riot. And I thought the government should have just came down and cracked some skulls and beat them so bad they didn't want to come back. I was much more of a forceful military response because they were trying to have a massive riot on the Capitol. I feel like that requires more of a response, right? Now, as far as Brazil, again, I didn't feel like it was an insurrection. I just felt like it was a riot, and treat them as rioters and beat them down, get them out, arrest them. If they're breaking laws, fine, do it that way. I don't exactly know what's going on in Brazil, but I just keep on seeing that Latin America is kind of having these problems all at once, where Peru had their big issues, Mexico with the cartels is having their issues, you're seeing Venezuela still have their massive issues, and now Brazil is having, like the sheer number of people in Brazil was absolutely insane. And then once I kind of looked more into it over the past few weeks before all this stuff hit the fan, I guess the vote total was like 49% to 51%. So it was a very, somebody's ringing the doorbell. It was a very, very close race. It was very, very, very close. So to me, I think the media is overblowing it. right? As far as insurrection that. But, you know, I don't think the president of Brazil is going to have a very easy time at all managing the country. I don't even think he has a majority of their Congress on his side right now. So I don't really know what he's going to be able to do. However, as we talked about like a full 12 months ago, I told you guys that there was going to be more, as the economy got worse, people got more frustrated about the circumstances of which they live, which happens a lot more in developing nations, as you know, at first. Um, we're going to start seeing a lot more unrest in a lot of emerging markets. So Brazil is one, Peru is one, Venezuela already had their issues. I don't think they got worse since all this stuff started, but I think it's still bad because of it in part. Mexico, more of the cartel stuff. I wouldn't say it's necessarily like an uprising against the president there. He seems to be a decent guy as far as I know. He doesn't like Biden though, which is interesting, even though he's kind of more liberal. He thinks Latin America should receive more respect from the United States, excuse me. It was an interesting press conference today. Very, 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 very boring press conference. Oh my God, so boring of a press conference. I felt so bad for the translator lady. But I just feel like there's going to be more unrest over the next few months, and it's only going to get worse. Especially in Brazil, because it was so close. Like, people truly believe the election was stolen. And when people truly believe that, and I don't know why, I haven't looked into it that much, besides I guess there's like some electronic device errors or something, but I don't think that's never enough, right? So there has to be something else there, or just misinformation. Could be lies from the old president. You just never know. You probably do know, but I don't know, right? But yeah, it just seems like there's a little bit more chaos happening right now. I don't have too much of a tinfoil hat thing on it. I just think people are extremely pissed off. I want to see who paid for all the buses to get people there. That could be something. But, you know, I don't have all the facts, so I can't really speculate too much. It just doesn't seem like it. It just seems like a wild event that's going to get worse over time. If you guys saw the footage, it was absolutely insane. YouTube cracked down on my videos, though. So if I have any videos like that, YouTube does not like them. YouTube will not show them to you guys that much. I put out one about Peru. It hardly got any views. Because it had a yellow monetization icon, which means advertisers don't like it. Here's one. Today I put out a video that just, it was a video talking about how Andrew Tate had like a, here's how to become wealthy. So Andrew Tate, I don't really know the guy too much. I don't really follow him, but I was scrolling across, YouTube shorts, and I was like, he was like, this is how you become wealthy. The whole video, he doesn't talk about anything about how to become wealthy. So I made a point of this. So I titled my video, Andrew Tate says how to become wealthy, or something like that. I just posted like a few hours ago. Because I had Andrew Tate's name in the video automatically got yellow tagged as far as demonetization. Like, YouTube is cracking down right now, and it's hurting my channel. And so, like, they don't want me talking about Peru, all this stuff going on in Mexico. They don't want me talking about the stuff going on with Andrew Tate. They don't want me talking about any of that stuff. And when I do, my channel gets punished. And it's absolutely, like, just annoying as hell to deal with it. And, like, here, maybe I can show you guys this very fast. Let me go over here very fast. You guys can still see the Bitcoin double top playing out here. See, double top versus signals, double top won. Which is why I trust, I trust my technical analysis. Here's some Here's some shorts that I have. Some are going to be posted tomorrow. I'm just doing a lot of shorts for fun. I have free time to do those. But you see this right here? Andrew Tate explains how to become rich. Limited. Now, I've appealed it, but it's not going to be appealed it's going to be like appealed within 7 days. Massive showdown in France. Ad suitability. All I said was massive showdown in France and talking about how they're going to raise the retirement age from 62 to 65 or 63 to 65. And that was enough for a demonetization strike. Ad suitability. This video is being reviewed to determine whether or not it's suitable for most advertisers. This video may earn limited or no ad revenue due to content identified not suitable for most advertisers. So at this point, YouTube's kind of cracking down on my channel. Guys, I'll live. I got trading income, but they are trying to crack down on views. So if you guys ever see one of my videos, even if you guys don't want to watch it, or if you guys do want to watch it, I appreciate it. But even if you guys just want to like let it kind of scroll as you guys are cooking or watching TV, and you guys just like want to hear my voice in the background, or while you're at work or something weird like that, I would appreciate it, because YouTube does not like me going into these topics at all. It's much easier while I'm streaming because I can't really tell what's going on while I'm streaming, but it does make an impact when I talk about any of these things that are I don't even want to say tin hat theory because Andrew Tate, that video had nothing to do with Andrew Tate. It was about like his little talking point, and I was like, dude, this guy didn't talk about anything related to that in the first point. I made a point of saying that, and then I went on to how you could actually build some wealth. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, it's YouTube. I play by their rules. They own the platform. I play in their world, right? And I get paid for playing in their world. But you know, I'd like to get paid more. That's hard if I'm not going along with the status quo as far as what I'm supposed to be saying. I think I should move to D-Live. I mean, I would if I could, but if I leave YouTube or if I stop streaming on here, I don't really think enough people would actually go over there and follow me. So I just stay with YouTube because I know YouTube is, as hard as it is, it's still kind of better than the majority of other platforms out there. Even like when you see stuff like Rumble or other financial platforms, YouTube is still the best place to go. Better than Twitch for me, a lot of other places. It's just the best. I tried to stream a few months ago on Twitch and I got like maybe 2-3 people watching, you know? That's because I don't really have an established audience over there, so it's like starting from scratch, and that's really difficult. See. See, and hey, I think I'm being shadow banned. I don't know why. It's probably just the content I've been making. Who knows? Who knows, right? And we just hit a support part, everybody. Let's see if we can bounce off of that. But we did hit a little bit of a support right there. I'd be interested to see if we actually manage to bounce the way back up from here because it seems like something is pucking us up. It was. No, I'll still keep an eye on it. I still trust a double top, but I guess it wasn't too much of a top. I mean, we could all have our theories. Maybe I'm not really shit about it. I don't know. But basically, I noticed that my views stop all of a sudden sometimes. Maybe I can show you here. If I go to, hold on a second here. Maybe I can find this. I don't know actually how to find it off the bat up the top of my head. Yeah, like stuff like this. YouTube will like, I'm just making views and all of a sudden it'll just give me a steep drop off. It'll just shut down some of my streams and it'll pick back up after a while. I don't know why it does that, honestly, but, you know, I won't go too tinfoil hat here on YouTube. I just know it's a little bit annoying and frustrating as a content creator to have this stuff happening, especially when, again, for the short, again, they captured El Chapo's son, the news about what's going on over there. I didn't think it was too crazy of a topic, personally, but maybe it is. I didn't think talking about Andrew Tate was too controversial of a topic, but apparently it is. You know, as I kind of go to more of these controversial areas, which don't really dive too much into politics, I think, but just more about what's going on in the world. You just never know. Right? See, and hey, Cape Cod. I will never know why YouTube doesn't do the what do you call the notifications for you guys. I think it's just it could be shadow banning, but I honestly don't know. And thanks, ET. Let me go. Here's Party City very fast. Let's go over to the weekly chart to start this off. I'm gonna get this off right here. If you care, you have a bunch of bullish divergences, so maybe it's gonna pick back up. This is the weekly chart for the daily chart as far as those things. Oh yeah, the day before it just had a whole bunch of hidden divergence and boom. Then a bullish divergence and boom. So that might have actually been pretty nice. Should be all right. So, oh boy, this is a nasty one, isn't it? So this thing really just plummeted to like all-time lows, I think, right here. Yeah, all-time lows. Has it been lower? Let's go to weekly chart. Yeah. So there's not really much technical analysis I can do for you on this one just because of how bad everything is on this. But might give you a few just zones here. So I assume there's some type of squeeze going on right now. Let me go over here. Let me get out this one, and let's go over here to PRTY. Short float, 12%. Okay, so there's probably a little bit of a short squeeze going on right now. The income is not a lot. They're actually losing money, so be careful here. They're probably going to continue losing money, so this will be a long-term. It'll keep going down. Because it's a short squeeze, let me go to the 4-hour chart. Maybe that has something better. Okay, let's see how this worked out. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the 50-minute chart. A little bit of a stop, a little bit of a stop. Not much of a stop. I might try to see if this can get back up to maybe 50 cents, but this would be a lot of day trading. I wouldn't really be holding this for multiple days here. The short float is only 12%, so there's only so many shares that really need to be bought back to cover some of those shorts. So maybe a first price target maybe 50 cents, which is a pretty big jump all in itself. And after that, you might be able to get back up here to 61 cents. I don't think it's going to find its way back up to 72, but if it does, then you might be looking for something as crazy as $1.07 or something. Careful with it. There's not really much help I can give you here just because I don't like playing with these type of things. I'm not an expert on penny stocks as much as I used to be, I guess. I would say short term, just aim for around 50 cents to 60 cents. Up here, you're probably going to face some resistance just like you did today. But if it continues to squeeze until tomorrow, it's going to be more day trading. Unless you want to hold it for a while, I would have a stop loss of 35 cents if you buy in right now at 45 and just see where it goes. It's going to be a YOLO play. It's much more like gambling than actual technical analysis. So have some fun with it if you want to, but just be very, very careful. This thing can definitely lose you a lot of money really fast and make you a lot of money really fast. See how the pullback happens later on in the day tomorrow. See if you get anything good. But you're seeing after the market closed over here, it continued to pump up and now it's come back down. If you can get it under 50, oh, it's at 55 cents right now. It closed around 45. Yeah, so if you can get this like around 50 cents to 45 cents in the morning, maybe you might take an opportunity to buy it and play that bounce. But you don't know if it's going to come back down to 30 before it bounces, stuff like that. So, stop loss around 35 cents, 33 cents to see where it goes. But be very, very careful with it. It's going to be a pesky one. Oh, and Bitcoin managed to actually find a way to bounce back up here, which is nice. I like that. There you go. There you go. I hope I didn't jinx it. And hey, Caleb, I'm remaining bullish. Dude, awesome. YouTube is trying to censor you, bro. They are definitely not notifying me and making it difficult for me to find your videos. Guys, there's nothing I can do about it. There's honestly nothing I can do. What I can try to do on my part, well, so I just said I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about them not showing you notifications, but what I can try to do, since I've been failing at it a lot, since I've been so busy with like just family stuff going on with my sister's car, getting my mom to dialysis, stuff like that, I can try to go live at the same time every day. I've been wanting to do that for a while, but I've been messing up on it. I think I want to do sometime between 5 and 7, but I really haven't hammered down a time yet. And that's primarily because I've been doing so much more family stuff. A lot of times when I have to pick up my sister because she's in the play, I have to pick up at 5 o'clock. And I would love to start streaming around 5 o'clock because that's 8 o'clock Eastern time, so everybody's still kind of awake. So I'd probably say around 5 o'clock I can try to like start going live again. But what I kind of want to do as well is do one stream a day at 5 o'clock and then one stream a day around like 11 a.m. or something like that, kind of around morning time, just to go over some news. But I'm not entirely sure. More like a crypto or us style in the morning where I just talk for like maybe 10-15 minutes on a stream, say, hey everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Here's some big news events of the day, and then we start going off of then I just say hi to you guys for a few minutes and I just hop off a quick 15-20 minute stream, nothing too crazy. Then we have the longer streams like this around 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you know what I mean. I talked to ChatGPT for coding, but can't copy the script and use on TradingView. Young Club Leaders Club. Oh, that'd be interesting. Numerous forecasts for 2008 type housing crash later this year. Thoughts? Thanks for the stream, brother. Hey, yeah. Hey, Pro Level. We're seeing a lot of similarities. Back in 2008, we saw Citadel lock people out from withdrawing their funds. And right now, you're already seeing Blackstone limit their withdrawals in their funds. So you're seeing a lot of similarities. I wouldn't say there's a housing bubble that's been burst by any stretch of the imagination. But I do start to worry about some of these bubbles and all these forecasts coming out. It really does have to go with the inverse curves and whatnot. So Bond yields inverse recession. No, I didn't spell that right. Okay. This is a U.S. Bank. Investopedia, maybe. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I can do this. There you go. The yield curve graphically represents yields on the similar bonds across a variety of maturities. It's also known as the term structure of interest rates. For example, the U.S. Treasury publishes daily Treasury bill and bond yields that can be charted as a curve. Analysts often distill yield curve signals to a spread between two maturities. This simplifies the task of interpreting a yield curve in which an inversion exists between some maturities but not others. The downside is that there is no general agreement as to which spread serves as the most reliable recession indicator. Usually the yield curve slopes upwards, reflecting that the fact that the holders of longer-term debt have taken on more risk. A yield curve inverts when the long-term interest rate drops below certain term rates, right? Long-term rates are messing up right now, indicating that investors are moving money away from short-term bonds and into long-term ones. This suggests that the market as a whole is becoming more pessimistic about the economy prospects in the near future. So if I have bonds for the next 2 years, and I think in the next 2 years the economy is going to be really, really bad, why would I hold something that's expecting the market to go up when I think it's going to go down? So I take the money out, put it for the long term. You see the short-term bonds go down, the long-term bonds go up because everybody's buying more for the long term to be safer, and that inversion usually signals the pessimism that leads to a recession, right? So if I can go over here very fast, yield inversion chart. 2022. There we go. Yeah, okay. See how it's inverted right here? So really, really high up here. This is the 10-year, so long term, right? 1960 to present. See how high it was up here in 2008, right? Right over there, nice and high. Over here before the dot-com bubble, really, really high. Over here in the 80s, high. Over here at the 80, back when remember we show you those the inflation from the 80s or the 70s. Fed rate chart, so you can see what I'm talking about here and kind of how it affects everything. Remember when he cut rates too early and he had to raise them back at a really fast pace? So back over here from 80 to 82, basically really shitty time. 80, 82 over here, you can see the rate was really, really high over here, really, really high over here. Inversion. So we're kind of back in those crazy times here, unfortunately. Now, is this 100% accurate? It usually is pretty accurate, maybe 90%, something like that. But yeah, it's not good. But it's not going to be exactly accurate, right? It's not going to be accurate to the day, to the week, to the month. It just says that, hey, sometime over the next year or so, we should have a pretty bad recession. That's what it's basically telling us. Now, is there a way to get out of it? Perhaps, right? But we don't know how that's going to happen right now. So we'll see how that works out. But like a 2-year rate. Five-year. Let's see which one right here. It's not going to have the same chart here for us. Gonna be able to find that out. No. Let's go over here very fast. See if they have another one. No, that's not that one. Oh, did I get rid of it? There we go. Current rates. No, it's not going to have it. I'm looking for a chart that we just had a few minutes ago. I liked how it had everything kind of leveled off for us. No. Negative spreads consistently followed by a recession within 1 to 2 years. Again, 1 to 2 years, right? And we've been down here for a little bit of time now. But again, we had the spread come down back over here in 2007, it looks like. Then 2008, shit hit the fan, right? So could be Q2, Q3, Q4 even of this year. Again, that's just off of this charts here. Spread again is negative, right? So this is 10-year. I'm looking for 2-year though. I'm looking for the same thing for 10 years is definitely better than 2-year, but I like using the 2-year every now and again too. Interest rates, price earnings ratio. Oh, price earnings ratio. Above area. Internet bubble. Yeah, we were above the level up here. Come back down a little bit more. You can see how we came down, bounced around this level. Even coming back down here. Yeah. I'll try to find that information out for you guys later on. But yeah, it's not good. Not good. But don't be surprised if it takes a while for shit to hit the fan. That's the big point here. Because nobody's going to know exactly what's going to happen. And hey, Patrick, I might have to post them on Rumble. I normally just don't post them on Rumble because it takes forever for me to, like, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to posting videos to certain sites. So, like, I just try to post on YouTube. Some websites that I have, they just upload whatever I've uploaded to YouTube and they just upload it to their site. I'll try to post some stuff to Rumble and see how it does. See, oh, Rumble? Okay. So as far as Rumble, to me, personally, Rumble is more of a long-term investment that I bought in a long time ago, and I will continue to kind of buy this every now and again. But you can see over here, like October, the lows, I bought Rumble back over here on like $9, okay, $9.95, back when it was doing nothing. My position is down. I bought some over here a few weeks ago. Did I buy a lot? Not really. I bought maybe $300 worth. But it's a long-term investment. I'm interested to see why this is pumping up here. But as far as I'm concerned, at this point in time, you're starting to hit back up to some of these levels of resistance back up here around $9 to $10. You're almost there to $9. I don't know if you're going to be able to break above that 50-day moving average here. However, let's go over to the weekly chart very fast. Since you're kind of having this crazy pump, I would try to play it. Oh, I need to have the magnets on for this. Oh, there we go. A price target kind of around 925 or even up here on 1050 because it has been pumping up so much. I don't exactly know the reason for this. Let me check it out very fast just to see if there's a catalyst of why this is happening. It could always pump up a little bit more. And you can see it's had previous pumps up, of course, but I'm a long-term holder. I don't trade any of these moves. It's a long-term for me as far as Rumble is concerned. And market cap is 2.89 billion. It's still perfectly fine if you ask me. It's not like it's a large, small market cap play here. Small short interest, so it's not so much of a squeeze. Rumble launches new interface for desktop and mobile web. So they're updating their systems to make it more user friendly, and that's great. So let's take a quick look at Rumble very fast. I can probably just go over here to Rumble Inc. Can I? So this could be the new thing, right? So I don't think it really looks that much different from the old one, but maybe it does. I haven't been on Rumble in ages. So even Lo-Fi Girl has an account here, right? So see, not many views though for the main page. So that's my concern here. But if they're updating it and they're doing some of that, that's a good reason to get into it. So finance down here, right? Matt Kors, he has a YouTube channel, Crypto Russ, big YouTuber out there. Coinbase facing more trouble. They're already laying off more people. So yeah, that good news. It might pump it all the way back up, honestly, to like 1059. Probably actually just back up to 996, something like that, another dollar or so. But yeah, it has a legitimate reason to be going up here. And if they're getting new, if they're showing progress, I think it's what people are looking for, progress. I think it's worth the investment. But to me personally, this is more of a 1 to 2 day trade. Just play this bounce if you can. Maybe do a couple day trades if you want to. I like this as a longer term hold. I've talked to a couple of the Series A and B investors in this because some of them live in Seattle. And kind of weird that I would just know people like this, but I go to certain events, I guess, the events to go to. But they've asked me questions about it and how I like it versus how I don't. And I've given them my honest opinions about like why I like it versus why I don't. The Big Brother thing that you're seeing here with Google and YouTube is definitely one of the reasons I like Rumble is for the future, I guess I would say, right? But yeah, I mean, long-term hold for me is something that I'm really looking forward to here. It's only $2 billion. I know $2 billion seems like a lot, but it's not for a company like this if we can just get some good revenue in there. But yeah, $10 to $11 price target right now. Hopefully it can keep on popping. It's tomorrow's going to be a big day for it, so kind of keep track of how fast it starts to move in the first 4 hours of the trading day, first half of the trading day, basically. There you go. In France, a lot of yellow vests are on strike when we talk about freedom. There's probably going to be a lot of strikes in Europe, especially as they have to kind of crunch down on those numbers. Europe is a lot more fiscally, or they try to be a lot more fiscally responsible, I think. And so they try to figure out, they try to cut costs, but it's usually cutting costs on like average people, which is always kind of the sucky part about it. And hey, Hoot, I've never been monetized by YouTube. They hate me. uh, and hey, Dub, yeah, YouTube destroyed the shorts algorithm. I'm having a hard time getting views now on mine. I got an age restriction on one of mine. Oh, age restriction will destroy it. It will destroy it. Yeah, mine haven't been getting the 6,000, 7,000 they were averaging before. Over here, you can see my last one got 1,300. Tough decisions, like 1,200. This one, oh, that's my current video. Dividends or growth stocks, only 300. Disney, that only had that's an older one. Last 48 hours. Yeah. Oh, I can go over here very fast there. So over here, 49, 80, 842, 90, 220. Go a few weeks ago. Like I guess some of these were actually so. Oh, this is still January. I forgot how many I put out there. Yeah, some of these were like 2,000, 3,000. I even have ones a little bit larger, like 5,000, something like that. But I had a few that were like 4,000, 7,000, 3,000. Yeah, they just kind of cut off all my views all at once, and I've just been like, I'm okay with it, I guess. Just take it. I'll just take it. Let's see. And K-Cod, I'll let you guys know if I do a Twitch stream. I'll let you guys know. I appreciate people watching it over there. What do you think about Coinbase layoff and saying how FTX contagion can get worse? It can get worse. I don't know how long that's going to take, though, because, again, this process is going to take years. As far as Coinbase, though, the layoffs are good. If you like the company, if you own the stock, they're good. They're very, very good. If it means that they can survive this bear market and hopefully be stronger on the other side of this, but they grew way too fast in the last bear market. They grew way too fast. So I think even Coinbase today had a pretty nice pop off of the news. I think because I'm a long-term holder in Coinbase, but I only do a little bit of dollar cost averaging. Yeah, so they're still losing money here. This is why I don't own them like a lot. Primarily because my role right now is really just to own profitable companies. But the short float is 21%. It's at $40 and it jumped up 13% today. So it was a really nice move. Am I still down on my Coinbase plays? Yes, I am. Am I still going to be holding this for the next few years? Yes, I am. But I understand there's going to be some pain with holding anything related to crypto anytime soon, right? And this is under, software application. It really doesn't fit the model of a lot of other stuff. I look at like Autodesk or anything else in here. Agora is something, application in China. If you guys want something that's kind of speculative, what did I just have right there? There you go. Agora, 500 million market cap. I bought this like a few weeks ago. Used to be worth a lot more, right? Back when it IPO'd. I'm just thinking maybe this will be a low point if you guys like that one. But this is long term. Let me give it a chance. It's losing money, but it's in China. I normally don't buy stuff from China. This is just one exception. Let me see. Oh, no, not what I was looking to do. Yeah. Build conversation into app, live interactive voice and video powered by the only global network dedicated to real-time engagement. I feel like there's going to be a lot more social media, like niche pop-ups, like Discords, but like more niche than that over the next few years. And I'm just wondering if they're going to this company's going to get more business off of that, okay? See, they work with HP. One of the only reasons I bought this is HP and Bose. Only reasons. Trusted by only reasons. If they didn't have some type of American connection, I wouldn't have bought them. But it's interesting. So, who knows? But it's a small market cap. The price isn't too bad either. So I can buy a few hundred shares and not really have to bat an eye about it. Right? $4, not too bad. Not a few hundred shares, excuse me. That's a little bit expensive. But, I got 100 shares, honestly. I got 100 shares. So it's quite a bit. See where it goes. They definitely changed up the algorithm on everyone. Sucks because I'm really close to getting it monetized. Yeah, they're getting ready because in a few days, shorts are going to be monetizable, so people can make money off of shorts content. They're probably going to find a way to put more ads in shorts, so you guys will probably see ads when you guys are scrolling through your shorts even more than before. And then me as a creator would probably get some small amount of that. I don't know how many, probably a very, very tiny amount, because they are shorts. But who knows how this will play out, right? No worries, ET. uh, we'll see. Aren't we already in a recession and heading towards a depression? Didn't they change the definition of what a recession is? So yes, we did get into a technical recession of the 2 negative quarters of GDP growth. They changed the definition to help Joe Biden in the midterms. That's as far as I can see. That's what they did. It's unfortunate. I didn't think they would ever actually change the definition of what a recession is, honestly, to help a politician. But I think at this point, people fear Donald Trump so much that they have to try to do, the system is going to try to do whatever it can to stop him from running again or stop Republicans from taking control of the House. I mean, cool, awesome, whatever. You know, people are pretty, we're very easily controlled with this social media age, right? As long as we're entertained, we're happy, people aren't too pissed off, that we just keep going on with whatever system the government puts in place. It's the way it's always been, right? We had one positive quarter of GDP growth, I think, but I don't think we went to another positive quarter. I would have to look back at it. I'm not entirely sure, because we might have actually had 2 quarters of positive GDP growth, and that could have gotten us out of the recession. So, but yeah, they changed the definition. You are 100% correct about that. GDP charts. Jesus. Okay. GDP Q1 2022. Oh, geez. All right, there you go. So, real gross domestic product in the first quarter of last year was decreased. That was the first. Second quarter decreased at 0.6%. That's a recession right there. But Q3, I think we went up. Increased at 3.2%. Q4, do we have that yet? Estimate, it's estimate. So we don't know yet. But if that stays around the same part, then we're not in a recession anymore. But currently, yes, we still are in a recession. So we'll get that information, I think, down the road. Now, it's because of inflation, basically, and what happened. Just because of inflation, basically. But yeah, so I think we're probably going to get out of a recession just to go back into a recession as growth probably contracts probably towards, again, the second quarter, third quarter here. So we're kind of going through a topsy-turvy thing, but yes, we were in a recession. Yes, technically we were. The government changed the definition to help Joe Biden become president, or midterms. I wasn't so mad about, honestly, them changing it for political reasons. I kind of just think of the politics as kind of like just a swampy area in general. I don't really mess with it. But it was annoying as somebody who trades assets to see the definition get tossed around like, oh my God, no, it's not a recession after all. When you and how that some websites actually change the definition to help. That was like, why would a dictionary change its definition based off of a political event or a political need? That's what I don't understand. But I think now if you go to definition of a, oh geez. So a period of temporary economic decline during which the trade and industrial average activity is reduced, generally identified as a fall in GDP for 2 consecutive quarters, right? That's what it is. They changed it back. This was actually changed a little bit ago to be something different, especially on Investopedia. They had to change it back. See, updated November 17th, 2022. They updated it back after the election. A significant, widespread, and prolonged downturn in economic activity. A common rule of thumb is that 2 consecutive quarters of negative gross domestic product growth mean a recession, although more complex formulas are also used. That last part right there is also added on. So, personally, I don't care if they did it for Biden. It's more of just like, don't mess with the definitions of the economy. They're economic definitions. Don't mess with them. It confuses me, and I don't like to be confused. I'm a simple guy, everybody. I just want definitions to say the same way they are. It freaks me out when they change economic definitions like that. See, and hey, Gus, definitely be careful, because if you try to play with party, it is a high risk play. You can make a lot of money, but you could also lose a lot of money at the same time. So just be very, very careful about it. Usually those are better for experts, and I like to trade them with a 5-minute, 1-minute, and 15-minute chart, possibly with a 4-hour chart, just to kind of see what's going on. Then you also want to trade them with a VWAP, and then you go looking for basic breakout plays. But with something like party that moved up so fast, so rapidly, it's very hard to trade those big pop-ups like that. It's very, very difficult. And hey, Hoot, I'm bearish on Coinbase. Definitely perfectly okay to be bearish on Coinbase. In the long term, I think it'll be okay. Medium term, it's definitely going to get hit hard, in my opinion, over the next few months. Yeah, I was getting thousands of views on my shorts, and they changed something up, and I'm getting low views. Yeah, it's because of this new update getting out. One of my friends on the algorithm, he has what's his name? He's a great guy. I just don't know his name. I actually don't know his channel name. Probably shouldn't say his name. I mean, isn't it the channel name? Hold on. He gets good views on his channel. Shorts over here very fast. Okay, there you go. Okay. Not that one. There you go. This guy. Yeah, okay, Chris. Okay. We talk a lot about shorts. He is a much better shorts guy than I am. Much, much better. But he has 1.43 million subscribers. He makes these little cartoons. They're absolutely awesome little cartoons. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do. But you can see right here, 28,000, 10,000 a few days ago is 187,000. I think it might just take a few weeks for his to get picked up. But you can see 278, 755, right? He's used to having a lot more. Than something just happened. I guess some of his dropped off a little bit, but not too much. They may be trying to separate creators like his size that are really, really big and sustainably big channels, and some of ours that are much smaller, to try to stop us from getting as many views, so these guys can make more money by getting the more views here. Now, so it'll be interesting, but this guy, like 600, 300,000, 700,000, 500,000, he gets a lot of views, and he's very, very good at what he does. The most recent ones, maybe not so much, but that might just be the little algorithm tweak that just happened a few days ago. So maybe that's what happened. But I think it's something to do with how they're starting to do this new way to make money off of shorts as far as YouTube is concerned. Yeah, AMC is going through a reverse stock split. They should have a bounce after the split is completed, though. I think they start to vote on it, though. Also here. There you go. Let's see here. Mic definitions are not meant to be changed. I know. That's what freaked me out so much about the whole situation there. How do you think the votes will go for AMC and the ape conversion and I honestly have no idea, but I would have to assume they're going to have a split because everybody wants to play the pump afterwards, and nobody wants to be stuck dealing with some type of threat of delisting, right? So if you were to go over here to AMC, right now it's perfectly fine, but as the price continues to go down, and it'll probably go back down here to $1, maybe even lower if this recession really kicks off, you might see people kind of get freaked out about it a little bit more, because they think of it more as, oh, it's just a penny stock. There's no reason to try to invest in this thing. That type of scenario. Maybe by getting that split and having a little bit of a higher price, perhaps. Perhaps there's a way for this to get out of the meme zone and be treated more as a respected stock again, which I just don't see as happening. But possibly, I mean, look at this. You're like, you're in this. There you go. You're in this downtrend right now, right? Just downtrend. I guess over the last few weeks, you kind of have something like this going on as well. Eventually, it should break out of that. I don't know when, but eventually, even with the split, it should break out. And then, maybe it'll just go back up to being something more of a steady eddy. The problem with AMC, because remember, we went through the actual annual reports of AMC. We saw what they were spending all the money on. They're losing money hand over fist. And they're losing money hand over fist. I think with the information we found by going through all the reports is, so I guess you have to pay to like buy the movie for the theater. So they only really make profit off of the food and stuff like that. Their food prices, because the inflation stuff, the margins have been going down, and the price to get movies for theaters has been going up. So they've been charged a lot more to get these movies. So, it's probably a bidding war to get these movies with the likes of Netflix and Hulu and stuff. And don't put it to theaters, have it on Netflix, right? So I think by doing that, Netflix, HBO Max, a lot of these streaming providers are actually squeezing AMC out of the marketplace by making it so expensive for them to actually buy movies to play in the theaters, because they make money mostly off of their concessions. I don't know exactly how that's going to work out, honestly, but I would probably have some money in the long term just to see what happens. But I'd just be so careful about it, just so careful about that type of stuff. But I think everything will get passed. They'll have this split, and we'll see what happens afterwards. And hey, Brandon, your divergence tutorial just got me 600% from Gala. Cheers, Mike. Hey, Brandon, I'm very, very happy that you made some good money off of it. Please share it with your friends if you have any other trading friends. Again, YouTube is like, I don't even want to say they're shadow banning me, but they're not showing my content out to a bunch of people. So even when I make good content like that, which I'm happy it made you a lot of money, it definitely does not get viewed by as many people as I think it should. And again, the way I design my tutorials for you guys is I go out and look at a whole bunch of other people's tutorials, and I see what they're missing. And at the end of the day, it's not supposed to be entertainment. It's supposed to be like, how can you actually make money off of some knowledge that you learn off of this video? So I try to spoon feed you some of the information there to help you guys out. So I'm very happy you made some good money on it. And oh boy, 600% is nothing to laugh about. That is some good money right there. World's gone crazy. Yes, it has. What are my thoughts on Binance? Do I think that they will survive? At this point, I still think Binance will survive. But again, for me, exchanges are places where I like to do a lot of day trading. At this point, I'm so scared to hold any long-term assets on a Binance, a KuCoin, a BingX, any of those type of companies. Femex, any exchange. I'm just holding them on Ledger Nano wallets and cold storage, right? I don't want to have them accessible to the net because I'm afraid of what happens if the exchange goes under. Now, I do keep money on exchanges, but it's primarily for swing trading and day trading with leverage. So, if I have like 10,000 bucks on KuCoin or BingX right now, I can trade 1,000 of that on a 10x leverage and have some money, right? Stuff like that. But as far as long-term trading, I am really just too scared to really keep my money in there. Because first thing that happened was Celsius. Remember, Celsius kind of crashed and then the whole world went to shit. Then Voyager went down. And I didn't even know Celsius was an exchange when it went down. I just find the exchange I like and I stick with it. That's what I usually do. I didn't even know what Celsius was. And I hear all these big YouTubers losing like millions of dollars in Celsius. And I was like, oh, whoa, that's kind of crazy, right? So I kind of got spooked then, and then Voyager went down because of 3 Arrows Capital, and FTX went down. As I think the economy is going to get worse down the road, I just don't feel comfortable keeping my money down there. I just don't. And so I'm choosing to keep my money in hard storage. Now, if I was to trust an exchange, it would be an exchange like a BingX that's done the the reserves. If you guys like the reserve methodology that's been going around lately. Or you could also go to other exchanges like the ones in America, like Gemini, right? Gemini is something, and the other one is Kraken. I think Kraken has a great reputation right now amongst the people that like to regulate. It's like the regulators love Kraken right now, or like Kraken, I should say love, but like it. So that means they've kind of done everything by the book. They don't, all the money that you give to the exchange, they keep it at the exchange. They don't give it out. It's a very basic exchange like that, which I like. So maybe Kraken is something you're looking forward to. I should probably send them an email asking for more information about them, and maybe I can try to do a sponsored video with them or something to kind of educate you guys once I myself am educated from somebody on their team. But right now, I think the Binance FUD is overblown. However, to be safe, I'm not keeping any long-term assets on the exchange. I just don't feel safe enough with most exchanges right now. I mean, I literally have $10,000 on Binance. I have like 15,000 on another exchange, and like 10,000 on another exchange. Mostly in spot trades that I have kind of going on right now. But you know, I have enough where it's not to the point where it would take me multiple days to withdraw the capital under their rules. I could, like, if I hear any FUD, I can panic and I can get out in a hurry, pay my $5 fee on Ethereum network or a few dollars on Tron network to just get the money over to an exchange, wait out the drama, wait out all the FUD, and then when the FUD settles down, I can hop back in and just be, oh, I'm back to trading left and right. Right? That's an easy way to do it. Just don't put hundreds of thousands of dollars on an exchange, which I don't think you guys are, because that could be a little bit more of a pain to get all that money out, right? It could be some type of bottleneck feature there, or bottleneck. See, is CPI data bullish? Probably going to be bullish because it's been bullish the last few times here. It's been better than expectations. And hey, Brandon, Gemini Earn customers, yes, but not Gemini customers. They're two separate companies, which I thought was really weird. But Gemini Earn, yes, that is very, very interesting that they did it that way. But so far, I've heard that Gemini is fine, not exposed to Gemini Earn, as weird as that sounds. Maybe they did that because they knew there was a chance that Gemini Earn could fall. So maybe I would just say go with Kraken. Just ignore Gemini. Just go with Kraken. Maybe Kraken would probably be the best one for a lot of you guys for long-term asset holding. And then Riot. Riot's kind of just been a pain in the butt, hasn't it been? So you can see Riot used to be up here around $80 now. It's sitting around 5. Riot for a long term, I mean, I think you could make some good money holding it, but you can see how it's losing money. The market cap is only, it's not even $1 billion here. No dividend, a very high short float of 20%. You may see a short squeeze. You've actually already seen part of that today. It's at 15%. This type of play, very, very high risk, so be very, very careful about it. If you want to day trade, go for it. But you want to be using some really hard levels of resistance here. So, right, very fast. The heck did I do? I did something I wasn't supposed to. Okay. There we go. Okay. Not sure what I just did there. Okay. So the last few days, this thing has been ripping and ripping and ripping. Good for it to be ripping. But the way I look at this, I'd be looking for some type of technical breakout play, and that's the stuff I'd be trading. Like breakout there. I mean, what is else? I guess the breakout just started here. Move right there. That was a breakout. I don't even like that breakout as well there. I haven't touched that yet. I don't really like it. You'd really have to find some smaller plays in here. Maybe the 5-minute chart. This thing is just kind of gearing up on its own. Small breakouts. This is kind of like a buy and a hold type of scenario here. So maybe if you find a dip, you can try to buy this. I guess the last good buying opportunity personally that I would have traded would be this. There you go. This ascending triangle right here. Right? Breakout. Eventually kept on moving up. That's what I'd be looking at. I guess you had a little bit of a breakdown off of that as well. Then that came back down. That might have been something you wanted to trade. But usually when something is pumping up so much, I just tend not to even try to bet against it because you never know if it's just going to rebound really fast. Like right here. Came down, rebounded really fast. Came down, rebounded really fast. You can be stuck in that for quite a bit of time here. Tomorrow, you might see it break down from this uptrend here. And if it pulls back down to below $5.40, you might take a little bit of a swing to see if you can buy some up here. But this is something that's going to be very, very hard to trade unless you just want to buy it and just hold it for an hour and see where it goes. A stop loss that I would have for this is probably just cover like an even $5, maybe at $5.20, $5.25. But this thing is eventually going to break down, and when it does, it'll come down pretty hard. You can buy like this type of dip, like right here, buy that dip, buy this dip, maybe buy the dip from here in the morning, or buy this dip, and then try to carry it on to the morning. Hopefully, if it dips tomorrow morning for you, you have a good buying opportunity where you can just hold it and relax. But high risk on this type of trade here. Very, very high risk. Very, very high risk. Be very, very careful about it. It's going to be interesting to see how much that goes up over the next few days. There we go. Okay. And there we go. And hey, Mirth, happy to see you back, guys. Let's see right here. But as far as right, be careful with it. It's just it's more advanced type of thing to be trading right now with all that volume on it. Let's see. Please see weave. What's weave? Yeah, no worries, Warden Aiden. Weave communications. There's no crypto weave. There's wave. Already. This just broke out above the 50. This would be a strong buy to me. Because it just broke out above this trend line right there. Broke out. It's a little bit of a flag you're looking at, or maybe a rising wedge, depending on how you want to look at that. You got to have a golden cross here. You might even see this actually pull back up a little bit more, or pull up a little bit more. Excuse me. Bit of resistance up here, breaking out above that one today. I'd probably have a price target around $5.08 to $5.45 or something like that. That 5 kind of matches up with over here, this double top that we saw, top neckline break, continue to fall back down. Currently facing this level of resistance right here. I'd probably just have a simple resistance or a price target of $5 to $5.39 on that one. There we go. And hey, Kit Cloud, have a good rest of your night. And hey, everybody, I'm going to call it a night, everybody, too. My voice is starting to hurt a little bit more, even with all this tea I've been drinking. But I think it's just because I haven't been able to stream the last few days with helping out my sister and stuff. Keep an eye on Bitcoin, everybody. We could still finish off around $18,000 by the end of the week. So be careful with everything, but I'm still more bullish in the short term here. As long as some of this economic data over the next few days can really keep us going. Watch out for CPI data coming out pretty soon. And then we also have to worry about the Fed funds rate at the end of the month and earnings over the next few weeks, okay? So keep track of what's going on. Watch a little bit of CNBC, Fox Business, Yahoo News, whatever, Bloomberg if you want to. But just be aware that we're going to see some volatility over the next few days, okay? We're getting close to that range where we're going to face some resistance because we already broke out once. Are we going to be able to break out twice? That's going to be hard. Watch out for $18,000, everybody. But for altcoins,